Remember days when we never had a dime. Our dreams million miles away. We made it, baby. Facing the bad times with a smile. Here we are, growing stronger day by day. 'Cause we got no time, no good times, always for us to share. And the show feels good, so good to know you're by my side. 'Cause we're too high, happy as one forever. It's enough time, enough good love to keep us satisfied. So my lady, whisper the word I love to hear. Gotta love, make you feel alright. 'Cause I need you, baby, carry me on through all the years. So come on, close the door and dim the light. 'Cause we got no time, it's always there for us to share. And the show feels good, so good to know you're by my side. Too high, happy as one forever. Time to keep us satisfied. If there ain't no one in this world tonight can change my point of view. So come on, girl, and hold me tight the way you always do. Love you. I just gotta say this. Rest in peace, Hawk and Animal. Animal just passed, so I gotta play it. Have you ever looked in a face of age? When your ears to what an man had to say? 'Cause every generation of the side reflects a new scene of morning twice. A child is born to live within the master plan. Boy grows up, leaves his home to be a man. Empty sheets of wine, for the wine. Every generation of the line. Rise and plant your seeds the early spring. Summer's gone away, winter's back again. Yeah. Cause every generation of our lives reflects something we see. Often on try. Time will make us change. Nothing stays the same. A fool gets dumb, hides his heart, and plays the game. Cause every generation of our lives reflects a new sea. Often always right.
Woo! What's up, nephew? What's up, Miss GJ? Woo! Hopefully everybody loved that nice jazz. In between the music, I had to play the Legion of Doom theme song. Animal just passed. It's amazing how, today is the same day the verdict for Breonna Taylor came out. Excuse me. Royce J, what's up? Does anybody want to hear my opinion of that, or do you want me to go on with the show? I'll let you decide in the chat. Because things are very interesting as of late. And it's probably going to segue into what the topic is for today. Are people mad at what I said? Or are you mad because I make you face the truth? I had to ask a good friend of mine, knew her since the 3rd grade. Do you feel this way bad about black women? I don't feel bad. I love black women. I've said it multiple times. I just think that, being honest. Opinion on, well, the opinion of Breonna Taylor verdict for the officers. Excuse me. Number one, I'm not surprised they didn't get charged. Because you always got to go by what the law says, not your heart. If they had a warrant to be there, signed by a judge, they have the ability to go up in that house and you start shooting, they're going to be covered underneath their search warrant. So I wasn't surprised. Now the officer who shot all recklessly into the other apartments, yeah, they were going to tan his ass. They were going to tan his ass. It's one thing if you shot where the threat is coming from, but if you're going, boom, boom, and spraying and praying, no, that's not kosher. And see, this is the reason why I tell black people we have to be logical and not emotional. When you want justice, you got to know the laws of the land, or you're going to be dictated by them. When you go through the house and the boyfriend is shooting at the police, and he's thinking, logically, he's thinking that somebody's breaking in, and it's the police. And if the scene was the way it looked from the video, where you had multiple police outside, I don't know. What's up, Terrell? If it was the scene the video that I saw where you had multiple police outside making a perimeter, it's kind of hard to say people are robbing you. I'm gonna try my best not to go on the thing that she should have picked a better type of man because she is deceased, and try to be a little bit respectful. But I will say this: we are who we are because of the people we surround ourselves by. That's definite. But see, there we go, right there. You sound like the head conductor of the coon train if you think there was any justification that happened. See what I mean? See what I mean? Once again, are you mad at what I said, or the fact that I make you face the truth? Did I say there was any justification, you dumbass? But see, this is the reason why I gotta jump on another stupid ass black woman, if you're a black woman, and you're gonna try to call me a coon for what? Expressing my opinion on the facts of the case. Did I even fucking say that I say it's justified? Or I'm just telling you what the fuck it is? Okay? Once again, I gotta wow out another dumb motherfucker interrupting the show when I said I looked at the scenes of what's given. Hey, what's up, Chaos?
Hey, what's good? Can you hear me? Is it background noise?
Yeah.
All right.
But instead of listening to my full extent, here it comes. Here it comes. Well, I'd rather have a train than to have one of those power wheels waiting to get ran over by the train. Because now I gotta wow you out instead of, but once again, I just got off the phone a couple of hours ago. Black women ain't rude. No, you emotional bitch. Did I even say the word justification yet? Or did I tell you what the verdict was gonna be? But see, you got these big head bitches who think they know everything. And these fucking true coons who fucking kiss a bunch of white ass to keep their jobs. But you only go down to talk about Breonna Taylor because it feels good and it's popular to do. When I sing plenty of Breonna Taylors all the time. The only difference is she was unfortunately killed by the police and not by her boyfriend. We had an incident in Baltimore several months ago where a lady was the best friend of another one, and she was trying to get her friend out of abusive relationship of a drug dealing fucking miscreant. And while she was getting in the car, the fucking ex-boyfriend shot the fucking friend in the head. But you want to talk about cooning, but you the motherfuckers who, oh, we love these street niggas. Street niggas don't give you a fucking happy forever happily ever after ending. They give you a fucking casket, a bunch of flowers singing, and a bunch of flower bringing and slow singing. That's all they give you. But yet, when I'm talking about the case itself, you emotional fucking sea hag, I'm tired of bitches built like fucking Bluto from the Popeye the Sailor Man cartoons with just as much facial hair trying to tell me what to do when I'm trying to educate my populace. Do you think there's any justification of what happened? But you the same bitches who probably say you don't like George Floyd because he was in a relationship with a white woman. But I digress on that shit. As a matter of fact, since you want to be like that, bring your ass up here. Because you see, I swear to God, come up here, I'm gonna block you. You got 2 minutes.
Wait, somebody in the chat room? Hold on. Let me see what's going on.
Read the chat room.
You got
2 minutes. You got 2 minutes, motherfucker.
Hold on. Channel.
You got 2 minutes, you fucking bitch.
All right, let me find it. Wait 1 second.
And fuck you fucking ham hog eating motherfucker. Shout out to Josh for that one.
Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. I just tuned in. I was gonna say something, but who you trying to call up here?
You know, it's that little bitch. Of course, she's big because you know she's the size of a fucking sedan. Ugly face bitches like that.
None of that has anything to do with anything. All you're doing is atoning and strong. I mean, are pathetic. None of this has okay.
See, this is the reason why. This is the reason why certain men hate bitches like you. I don't hate black women. I don't hate black ladies, but I hate you bitches. Look at you, built like a redwood tree. No man in the history of Earth will ever be able to wrap his arms around your thick ass. But Steve, this is what the hell happens when you try to give your opinion about something or why it went the way it went.
Yeah.
You get these emotional princess toadstools. Verbal smoke. What the fuck can you do? Let's talk about the real and the physical. Because I want you to come up here. You got 30 seconds. I don't need verbal smoke. You could come up here too, Queen Aries. Imagine him pulling you over, ladies. Yes, I'm nice to ladies, not bitches. How many times have I told you that? But once again, you got these bunch of bitches trying to put me in my place, which ain't gonna happen. No matter how many ho-hos and hot dogs you can put down in one setting. Shut up, bitch. You could ban me like the coward you are. Nah, I'm just gonna ban you like the fat bitch that you are. Block, bitch. Now, I'm an Aries queen, bitch. You could come on up too. Because I've pulled over bitches before. And like I told you, I don't give disrespect. But I sure as hell won't take it from you or nobody else. Be it man, woman, or motherfucking child. What would I do if I came across a bitch? Walk up and find out. Oh, you're afraid. You ain't afraid of that dude you go home to, and he's trying to invoke the second power of fucking Ike Turner, is you? Then again, let's tell the real reason why a lot of y'all can't get men. Because you're too damn manly in the first place. I don't know too many straight men who want to be in a fucking homosexual relationship. Oh, it's going great, truly, John. But once again, this is the reason why the black community's in the shambles it is. You're mad because I told the truth. Instead of these emotional bitches coming up here. You didn't justify anything. Hey, Terrell, if you're not busy, come on up. See, I need you to come up here too, Mike, probably, because I want people to explain something. Oh, I'm a coward. First of all, I'm not a coward. You think that'd be the first time I ever went bullfighting? Toro, bitch, Toro. Always gotta be the fat back neck, sausage neck motherfuckers that always trying to fucking say shit. You can get a complaint for him. What's up, T?
What up?
What's up?
What's going on? What did I miss?
Oh, well, I was giving my opinion about the Breonna Taylor and said I pretty much knew where that case was going to go with the officers.
Right.
When you got to go by the court of law and not the court of your opinion and your emotions. But then you get these fat chicks, and you know they fat because their whole picture won't fit in the avatar spot. Neck looking like some lumpy smoky links.
Well, people, they don't understand. When you explain things from a law enforcement side, they think you're choosing sides. I had this conversation earlier with somebody. I mean, when a police officer gets prosecuted or is considered for prosecution, the judge can only judge that officer based on if he was in that officer's shoes at that particular time with the information that officer had.
Exactly.
So if the officer says, well, I had a valid warrant, but it was the wrong house. If that was, that's not the case, but if that was the case, if a shooting goes down and some people get killed, that officer is not criminally responsible for what happened. Maybe a little trigger happy.
Yes.
If you have a valid warrant and you walk into the wrong house, you're still covered.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. I'm not saying I agree with it.
Did I not say
exactly?
Did I not say the same shit you said?
You did.
Did I not tell you that I'm trying not to get on that should she pick better and all this other shit?
People don't. That's just the law. Like people just don't understand it. It's I don't try to understand it. It's the law, and this is why a lot of police officers are not in prison.
Yeah,
because they can slither through the cracks because the law is clear. I mean, a judge has to judge the person based on if he was a reasonable officer in the same situation, and just is what it is. That one officer that's charged, he's going to get off as well. He's going to get off.
No, you said the officers were right because of the law. Don't hide from what you said. No. Didn't he say what the fuck that I just said?
There's plenty of laws that aren't right.
But guess what? Are they going to be held accountable? Let's say they go into the wrong house. Somebody starts shooting on them. They've returned fire. Are they responsible? Are they going to be held liable? No. Now, you dumbass. What did I tell you?
You're talking about the residents responding to police?
Yeah. When not just like I told you, because of the law, and the law is there, that's the first thing you got to understand. You're having a current officer and a former lieutenant explain to you criminal law. Okay? We ain't some Johnny-come-latelys. We probably got the combined total of 30 years in this motherfucker, okay? So listen and learn for all those who want to learn. Number one, there's something called the good faith.
Right.
If you have good faith that the house you're hitting is that house, and end up being the wrong house, guess what? Easy fix. But once you start firing on officers, that's not going to be a good look.
Things change.
So, is it good that she got shot? Hell no. Nobody said it was fucking good, you fucking lame brains. Now, because of the way the laws work in that state, in that jurisdiction, in the United States,
Right here. Yeah.
notice they have a suspension of no knocks.
Right here. And right here.
So when you get out of your fucking emotions,
Jesus
let me give you a
Christ.
good example. Slavery was a moral, it was not even a moral issue. It was a logistical issue in this country. The only reason they fucking freed the slaves was not because America got a moral compass. It was because it was a logistical issue because the South was making money hand over fist. And if they would have seceded from the Union, they would have had enough money, backing, and firepower from other countries to take over the whole goddamn country.
Right.
But once again, you're a goddamn drone. Number one. See, look at this. See, people, once you implied it was good because of her poor, you stupid son of a bitch. I'm trying not to really be ignorant, but folks, do I need to go ignorant? You're a goddamn drone. No, you're a fucking coward, because when I told you to get your ass up here to explain yourself, or I can explain what the fuck I'm talking about, you won't.
Hello.
Yep.
Be nice.
I'm not being fucking nice. Fuck nice. I was nice at the beginning. Fuck that nice shit. Nobody ever got shit in this world being nice.
Nice. What's wrong with being nice?
What's wrong with being disrespectful on my platform?
That's
A lot.
right.
I understand that, but be nice.
Ah, silence.
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 Be nice.
Silence.
You still can be
See?
nice.
See, first of all, let me tell you what a coon is, okay? A coon is somebody who will lie to their people. A coon is somebody to tell you, well, we shouldn't prosecute these officers. See, the coons you don't want to face are the people you go to church with, or they turned away their pastor robes and put little unks and shit on, and they call themselves woke. See, if you're so woke, you would have got a couple of fucking lawyers to explain this shit to you. When guess what? What you should have done was actually take out your money and support Breonna Taylor's family to keep going with the case instead of settling for a measly $12 million. You fucking woke jackasses. When you could have got 7 to 10 times as much. But guess what? I don't give a fuck if you're scared of me or not. Because guess what? You know what scares me about you and women like you? Aries Queen bitch. And remember, nobody called you a bitch. You called yourself a bitch. It's like I told my homeboys before. The problem with most modern women is that y'all talk about we're objectifying y'all, and we're not. You're actually doing a better job of it yourselves than we are.
Wow.
But yet, you could have actually got over, $120 million for her family if y'all would have supported and paid those lawyers and told her not to settle. But you coons don't even give a fuck. You know why? Because y'all take your lazy asses to these fucking places. You don't even tell the people, black men and black women, to be on the school board and educate your fucking children instead of giving them the subpar fucking indoctrination that they're under. The Prussian school system, by the way. Keep up, you slow kids in the back. But you just called me a bitch. Yes, I called you a bitch. And projection, the only thing fat on me is my never mind. Because we know you ain't getting that anyway. But yeah. You want to talk about the reason why you get a lot of shit done. It's because none of you actually know the law. None of you even know what fucking discovery is. Because you know why? A lot of you motherfuckers are just waiting off the deaths of black men because, you know, we're killed 15 times more than you are when it comes to police. And you're more likely to call the police on us that gets us killed, by the way.
Hello.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Hmm.
And what's and Iori, nephew, what's the title of today's show?
I'll tell you in a second because I'm in the StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I got rid of the YouTube channel because I didn't want to double.
Okay.
Like that. But
See,
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, it's
See, the fact of the matter that you get these weird looking chicks with these weird ass avatars. Choke on that. Who come into these places.
Yeah.
And thank
are
you.
you upset because I said, well, are you upset because of what I said or because I made you face the truth? Sorry, I had to check because the thumbnail didn't give me
Yeah.
the whole thing.
See, you got to realize something. People are upset because you tell them the truth, not because of what you want them to hear. Did I say she deserved to die at any time, fellas?
No.
Did I say that it was right, or did I say my opinion on how it was going to go down?
You presented an educated opinion based on your experience in the department.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
But look at the chats, man. That shit is beautiful. Are you speaking of the black men that are killed by the police? No, I'm also speaking about the black men that are killed by the black men. I'm also speaking about all the black men that are sent up the river from lies from black women. I'm also speaking about the black men that are sent up the river from lies from white women. Do you want me to go on? Because y'all talk so much you for your men, but y'all the first person to sacrifice them on your way to getting to the fucking top. Look at this stuff. LOL, why aren't you just see it from and not biased? You're biased. No, I'm not biased. I don't have anything to be biased of. Whether those police get prosecuted or not does not hurt my pockets, does it? I'm the first person to tell you, you dumb motherfuckers, because I could tell a lot of you never watched my channel before. When your boy Blake got shot, Jacob Blake got shot, was I one of the first people to say, yeah, that was wrong? Correct?
Yeah.
Was I one of the few people to openly say that was wrong?
Yeah.
How dare you come to my fucking channel demanding me to do some shit because you don't like it? You can honestly get the fuck off my shit.
Paul say period. Say period.
So she wants you to say that it was wrong. well, from a police officer standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even judge to say if it was right or wrong because I wasn't there.
Exactly.
I wasn't there. Just to be neutral on both sides, I wasn't there. So, but I do know if I knocked on a door with a warrant or had a no-knock warrant and shots was coming my way, I gotta handle it appropriately.
Exactly.
Now, if that sounds
Let's
like
see.
a justification, then so be it. But they got a job to do. Not saying it was
Exactly.
right. The outcome.
Like I said, Aries. Like I said, hey moderators, the next time you see somebody come up there with a stupid ass thing, please block them for me because they're interrupting my programming. See, number one, she did not have to die. It's unfortunate as fuck she died. It's fucked
Yeah,
up
it
she
is.
died.
Upload Avatar.
Oh, you probably got to hit your cam.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to upload Avatar. Okay.
Just unmute yourself when you're ready. See, here's the problem. I don't need to fix my position, nor do I need to fix my posture because I'm sitting upright. See, what you need to do is fix your attitude because you don't have a man. What you need to do is fix that extra 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds that you got around your circumference. Ah, we always know that you have that little turkey neck in the front of your fucking gullet. See, you're mad because of what I say. But all you bitches love those dudes who kiss your ass. But one thing you ever notice, folks, is that men can take the truth better than women. What do you fellas think, Iori?
Well, from my perspective, once I found out that the cops were shot at, then it becomes a situation of self-defense. And whenever a cop can plead self-defense over something that actually happened, then obviously the burden of proof goes towards the cop, which means that the cop is in a good position. That's just that's as straightforward as I see it. To me, was it a terrible thing that she had to die? Of course it is. Anytime somebody dies in something like this, it's terrible.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, we are not saying anything about her character, whatever. We're just trying to examine the facts as we can see and basically just have our opinions on it.
Oh yeah. And when you look at the facts, you look at the laws, you look at the miscues, it's fucked up. How many times have I said the police business, law enforcement itself is like a mechanic? You can go in clean, but sometimes you're not going to come out as clean. It's dirty ass work. You got to deal with some fucked up last minute, last second situations. Now, everybody loves the Monday morning quarterback because 1% of this country actually protects it. These people who are trying to come and ask me all these weird ass questions wouldn't protect the grape. But yet, these are the same people who, if something happens on the block, they're probably calling the police, or because they're calling that abusive or that jerk of a fucking boyfriend or husband they got, they're going to be the ones coming all the day.
Mm-hmm.
To your fellow officers, do not respect you. You know this. I know this. No one likes you, dude. See how pathetic people are? See how you lose debates? How many times did I offer these people to come up here and state their case? There's the goddamn link right here. Why don't you come on and tell me where I'm fucking wrong?
They're gonna get that one officer because he decided to play, Counter-Strike in real life when it comes down to this stuff, and they're going to get him probably for civilian endangerment.
Oh yeah, that's reckless endangerment 101.
You know, so I mean, but that's pretty straightforward, right?
But
The
yeah,
other
that's
guys, as long as they can claim self-defense, they'll get off.
and if you're shooting at them,
Yeah,
and once they found out that that's what actually happened, I'm like, oh god, that's what's
yeah,
you're gonna get them off of that.
yeah.
A lot of it, like you should charge them all. But see, I want you to come up here because we know you got a billion sites, you fucking troll. But we all block you. That's all we do. Nope, I'm not gonna read shit in there. Do me a favor. Next time they do it, please, moderators, please just eliminate the jackasses. See, it goes back into the title. Are you mad what I said? Are you mad that I make you face the truth? See, people are mad because they gotta face the goddamn truth. Okay?
Hmm.
These are the same people that for some godforsaken reason, when the Gray Falcon Initiative was put out there, these are the same bitches that said it wouldn't work. But this is the same system that's got your grandfather, their houses, the houses that y'all inherited because your parents were on crack, for those bitches who complain about it, but y'all fuck it up and don't even you can't even take equity and actually fix the motherfucker. See, they don't understand my show is a dictatorship. You type when I say you type. Everybody else is cool. You're not. We don't debate from the chats. So we look at this and we say, what can we do to improve things from this situation? People talk about they want justice. But when you tell black people to join the police department, you get a bunch of yahoos. You got a bunch of naysayers. You got a bunch of people who don't want to really do anything. They just want to be heard and get their little 15 minutes of fame, i.e. BLM.
Right.
I.e. a bunch of these Marxist black feminists. Because if y'all really wanted to protect black people, you would put black people in positions of power.
I mean,
But
I think even calling them Marxist is an insult to Marxists. They're anarchists, really.
That's what it really is, Howard.
Yeah, they're anarchists.
But see, this is the issue. The issue is this. Nobody wants to deal with the truth. These are the same people that cry out for Breonna Taylor, but you forgot about George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot about Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
You forgot about all these people.
They'll fundraise on them, though. They'll fundraise on them.
Hey, what's up, Key?
Hey, what's good, Joe?
What's up?
What's good, bro?
See, I'm getting tired of people questioning my integrity and all this other shit. When I've told people several times over what was going to happen. I'm not surprised by the verdict. You had a reckless endangerment because that guy wanted to shoot like a fucking gangbanger. And he's shooting into another apartment, which he didn't have to, which they call it sympathetic fire. Herbert Lewis said, I spoke about this in my weekly podcast. That along with no snitching culture that wrecks our community. Facts. Think about it. We had a case called from Mackenzie Elliott. 3-year-old girl playing on her porch on Old York Road. You had two jackasses arguing over an article of clothing. Instead of fighting it out like men, because they were really fighting over a bitch, let's just tell the truth. You decide to get into a running gun battle, shoot and kill a 3-year-old child. I didn't hear one protest. I didn't hear one outrage. I didn't. At least 100 black men came out. If that would have been a reason to fuck up a city, that should have been one. What did a 3-year-old ever do to anybody?
Nothing.
We can't use the bullshit excuse some people are going to use. Oh, she should have picked better. She's 3. This is the reason why nobody respects the black society. Because best believe that would have been a 3-year-old Asian girl, some shit would have went down.
Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If anybody said that somebody should choose better if a girl or one of our own children die, that's very lowball, pathetic in my mind. I'm now checking the chat room. I'm gonna scroll up now because I was playing something, but let me see what's going on here, man. I'm gonna look at the chat room later. But this is my thing, man. Because a lot of people don't understand how law enforcement really works. And much
Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
I already know it's the same fucking person. See, you're the cause, and the reason why the black community is in a fucking shithole. Because all you do is turn those trigger fingers into Twitter fingers. Okay? That's all you do. That's all you do. See, when somebody gives you a fucking solution, especially if it's a black man, you don't want to take it. That's what the problem is. You don't respect black authority because you really don't respect yourself.
Jesus Christ, man! Like I'm
Look at this shit.
Stuff. I'm
Look at
reading
this shit.
some of the stuff in the chat, man. That's crazy.
Damn, Charles. Every time when you come with these titles, all the people come out want the smoke, but they want to come up. Ain't this
They don't want to
something?
come up. And it's a bunch of cowardly shit.
You know what I
Yeah,
always thought was hilarious about all this, man?
What's that?
How like the person that really you probably need to get their ass handed to them is literally walking scot-free due to people being emotional about a situation. You had
Exactly.
6 months to sit and think about this.
Exactly.
Maybe 4 if you really sit down and think about it. I'm like, okay, you mad at the officers? Yeah, they fucked up. Where's the judge that signed the warrant that was for the wrong address? Judges have to verify the warrants that they sign. It ain't
Exactly.
Like TV. It ain't like TV where they just, oh, yeah, I trust you, detective. Go in there and
No, because you have to have at least 3 to 7 days of surveillance.
Mm-hmm. So that
But
judge
see-
that signed that warrant, he need to be on top of it.
Exactly. But see, Key, remember when we had the law enforcement conference?
Which
we
rarely
were-
people did show up, but a lot of people got enough of the information.
You know how much golden information we were giving out? And this is the reason why the black community's taking L's. Because y'all rather listen to a goddamn Cardi B or Mingo song than to hear the fucking truth. The face the mirror. You rather believe the sensational lie over the simplistic truth. Well, how do we fight racism? How do you fight racism? You fight it this way. You take over those goddamn police and firefighter and military jobs. Because last time I checked, how many Key, GG, Iori, Chaos, how many people said, I'm going to make a conference for black law enforcement and correctional officers on YouTube?
You announce it almost close to 1 week in advance, and I'm not sure who did show. And I'm hoping they do another one down line for end this year. Just end the year on a good note.
Think about it. Think about it, right? Now, one damn time, I bet you if I had some shit about a bunch of women wanting to be lowbrow, I'd have had 1,000 people watching. I'd have
Yeah.
emptied my subscriber count. But it's something that can keep you, your children, your husband, your fathers, your brothers, your mothers out of a jam. You won't listen because you like being disorderly. You like being destructive. You love it.
You know what? I don't even think they love it. It's just so easy. It's like my uncle always told you, I think I said before, anger is the language of fools, right? It's easy to submit to your emotional nature. It's hard to sit back and think. You know, that's just my personal opinion.
Exactly.
You got too many people submitting to the wrong shit. In my mind.
You got too many people.
Well, I'm an emotional being.
Okay.
That's even in my sign. Like I go with my heart, but I am very intellectual. It's just I just don't show that often because that's one thing I want to guard is my mind. I don't want people to. So I do play dumb. I do dumb down a little bit to get to some people's level because they can't stand up to my level. You understand what I'm saying? So
Of
I have
course.
to I have to do the dumb shit a little bit just to educate them
Of course. Because
because
I'll go
they
ahead.
don't
I'm
understand.
sorry.
Yeah, because they can't understand. Um, they can't comprehend everything I say if I say it out loud. I have to like sing it down, or I have to do it down, or I have to put a joke on it. But only the few can see that I'm just doing that to entertain them.
And you know it's fucked up. It's fucked up because a lot of times I feel that's the common denominator with our people of intellect. We got to dumb shit down. Then what makes it even more fucked up, I would actually get paid if I was on some Brandon Tatum shit.
Yeah, you would.
I would actually get paid. I would have over 10,000, maybe 100,000 subscribers.
So right, and that's the thing because that's not what I'm for. I'm for having people realize what they look. I'm here to oof, I don't even know. I'm here for a calling, and so that's what I'm guided to do. But then
Mhm.
again, I see. I only have one child, but then I see like there's a bunch of kids who needs raising.
Exactly. Think about it. Your daughter's what, 21?
Yeah.
Think
Hmm.
about it. Your daughter at 21 will get people criticizing her in the community, doing something positive, doing something that can change her life forever and the generations that she produced,
Right.
and will shit
A-
on her because of her decision.
and it sits on me, and it makes me feel like okay, but whenever she walks up and she makes me proud. I'm the proudest mom ever.
Exactly. Let me see what Herbert Lewis said. As a
Yeah.
demographic, we
Well.
don't vote. We don't get involved in the political process, which we are two things that can change for us. See, it's not just that. You see how
Yeah.
everybody came and I invited people on here, whether they agree with me or not.
Mhm.
Notice Miss Gigi and I do not always agree. But does
No.
Miss Gigi come out of pocket with me? I don't come out of pocket with her. This is
Exactly.
respectful. Key and
Yes.
I don't always agree. Terrell and I don't always agree. Mike and I don't always agree. But we do it in a respectful manner. But you
Exactly.
got trolls who want to come over here and disrupt the programming, which I said. Just because, are you mad because of what I said or because I made you face the truth? Let me
Yeah. Yeah.
let me see what Mike said. I'm sick of these black people taking the back seat on issues that require us to step up and apply ourselves. If you want change, If you want, if you want change, place yourselves in the very positions that you hate. Be police. Facts. Police,
Yeah, yeah.
lawyers, police, judges, lawyers, lawmakers. Stop relying on the white man to apply change for us. Well, part of that is also because we were given. How the hell do you end up creating spirituality, but you allow somebody to give you
You
religion?
have you have to be humble. You have to have
Hmm.
faith, and you have to stand your ground too at the same time, because I'm not just gonna let any little punk talk crap to me anyway, any kind of way, because they're gonna think they can continue doing that unless I shame them.
Hmm. You
But
notice one
then,
thing? I'll go ahead, finish.
oh no, no. But then again, I know I'm woman enough to stand my own, and I still got work to do, because
But
they probably will never accomplish the things that I've ever accomplished.
what's the funniest part about this whole scenario is that you get a lot of these people, right?
Mhm.
And I want the fellas and everybody in the chat to notice this. Notice how many times they called me a coward, but they wouldn't come on the panel to argue their
Right?
thoughts. But
But
I'm the
they
coward.
but they're easy to go in on women. They're easy to like shame a woman and make her feel down, and not knowing that a woman will slice you up like real quick.
But think about this. How many times have I made the distinction between a woman, a lady, and a bitch?
Exactly. There's a
hmm
difference. There's a real
How many how
difference.
many times did I go out of my way and explain that, people?
And
And you're
I've explained it also.
all the time.
Yeah, even me as myself as a woman, I'm like, I know I'm not standing up for every woman. I'm like, some women are dirty. They're wrong.
And
I
here's
think,
the I'll go ahead.
yeah, because see, the thing,
I'm back.
Hmm.
dudes, guys tend to think that women don't think. No, they think boldly. They actually plan. They got they got oh my gosh, they will put you to jail. These
Oh
chicks
yeah.
are not like, they're liars like, they go straight forward.
And here's something that if you really think that I'm hard on women, I wish I could call Cherie, my ex-girlfriend, right now, and she would be like, yo, that dude will dig in a man's ass. In his face, he will dig in your ass.
And they use sex for like, they use sex like it's a given
hmm
thing. It's like, I'm like, wow, control yourself. Like, what is going on over here? Your best friend will manipulate you.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, they can't because sex is used as a weapon, tool for
Hmm.
It is a
simps and they
weapon.
males who have no control. That's why a lot of
Hmm.
Yeah.
the males that get taken advantage of the ones that, women see that all I do is have to open my pussy and that's all it takes, the pussy jar, and
Uh,
they'll get weak.
and it might not even smell good, and it's like, ugh,
I mean,
you
they don't
mix
care.
that.
They get it in, they get in, man. You think they care about smell?
Because they don't have standards, man.
No
They
But
standards.
yeah,
don't. So you
you
gotta
think
question the dude that are messing with these chicks. That's why I'm like, who are you messing with? Because
you,
I don't mess with people like that.
you know it's funny. I said this to my friends, and tell me if I'm wrong. You could agree or disagree.
hmm
Your outer appearance is what you show what your mate deserves.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
I mean,
Because
you gotta be presentable. You gotta be respectable, and
think
you
about
know,
it.
I mean,
I hear some.
I can cuss a lot, but at least it sounds sexy when I do it.
There's a reason why I got that. What does that tab in the right corner say? So I don't.
Personal
So I
choices is more effective than any letter.
personal choice is more effective than any legislation, meaning that if we take action, we won't need anyone else to fix our communities. Facts.
Yeah.
Notice my viewer count is going down now.
Oh, that's okay though. That means you ain't gotta block nobody no more. You
Exactly.
let them
You
go.
know, I love my faithful. I love my faithfuls.
See, this is
See,
what
that's
my
the.
oh my
People
bad.
don't know about
But hold
loyalty.
up. But go ahead. Go ahead, Key.
I was gonna say this is where I kind of like have like a different kind of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are
Who's
you
this? Key?
Oh, this is Key. Yeah.
Okay.
Key,
Uh,
Miss Gigi, Key.
how you doing, Miss Gigi?
Hi.
I'm a huge subscriber to the hierarchy of needs.
Mm-hmm.
So what I realize is when you have certain needs met, it's easier for you to think rationally and clearly. When you don't have to
Facts.
worry about, you know, death and, you know, being hungry and starving, it's easier for you to not be as irrational because you don't have to worry about these lower needs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I think when you get these people that are genuinely crazy, it's because they come from these crazy environments. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
don't blame them for being the way that they are, irrational and stuff like that. You got a pandemic coming on and all this other stuff. I'm like, I get why you crazy. At some point, you
I
are responsible for that, but at the same time, if you coming from an environment where you can't eat, how can I expect you to think clearly? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I got to play devil's
Key.
advocate on that.
I'm the good kind of crazy. Okay, people say I'm cray, but I'm the good kind. You know, I'm the
You're our,
gentle kind.
you're our kind of crazy. You're our kind of crazy. See,
Yeah, I'm all over
there's
the
a
place.
there's a reason why I put that parental, you know, discretion on the sign, and it's gonna stay there for a while because a lot of people cannot handle a lot of these debates and these discussions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because let's be honest, black people don't want to talk about anything. Let me put it to you this way, right? Every black person in the fucking country should have been upset when Joe motherfucking Biden brought up some goddamn Cardi B, a motherfucker who didn't even
Yeah.
claim black, a
Yep.
motherfucker who couldn't even tell you what a fucking adjective and an adverb was. And this is what you think of black people?
And but she
Yeah.
born
Agreed.
she birthed a black child. But
Yeah.
the thing is too. I don't know. I can't. It's confusing in a way because she is from the Caribbean and we have a different kind of like mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's different when you're from different countries. Like my father's African, so it's a different mindset, and my mother's Caribbean and Italian. So it's kind of like a different mindset where it's like so in America it's yeah, you know.
They're either or.
I had to prove myself all the time, and then it's like, why do I have to prove myself to you? Like, who
But this
are
but this
you?
is but this is the black community in a whole. If you speak with a proper enunciation, you're speaking white.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You must be something, or if you're like, or, I don't know. It went into a whole thing where like it's like what you mix with. I'm like, well, I don't know.
And this is crazy. I want everybody in the chat and the panel to think about this. You have Condoleezza Rice. You
Yeah,
have you
Car-
have
we got
you
the
have
Cardi B's.
you have you have Michelle Obama who literally has a PhD.
Yeah.
You have all these women. If you're gonna take a black woman, I'm not. If you want to speak to a black woman, not go for it. Why can't you pick the most intelligent one?
Don't forget about
You
Nina
know, you
Turner,
know,
Uncle Chuck.
you know
Huh?
what?
Who?
No,
She's kind of smart
n-
in a way.
nobody talks about Nina Turner. I mean, she's a superstar, to be honest. But
Exactly.
she's there
No,
too.
But
nobody.
but if you listen to Cardi is kind of smart in a way. If you like pay attention to her, she's a little yeah. She says things out of pocket, but if you really pay attention, she's clapping like she's doing that troll thing.
She's doing it. She's smart like a fox. There's no such
Yeah,
thing as
she's sneaky.
there's no
She's
such thing as bad
sneaky.
publicity. What were you saying,
Yeah,
Iori?
yeah, she's
Yeah, I mean,
sneaky.
but I wanted to say something. This is something that Malcolm told us a long time ago that artists and entertainers should not be looked at as people of influence. They're
Mm-hmm.
artists and entertainers.
Well,
Like
I'm an artist and entertainer, so
I'm not, I mean, and
When
I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying, like, there are other people that are, and by the way, I'm an artist and entertainer too. So technically, in that case,
okay.
I pretty much doxed myself. But the thing is, like, there are more qualified people to have these discussions than Cardi B and maybe Jay Z. I mean,
mm-hmm.
or any of these people. You got guys like Cornell West. You got people like Eddie Glaude, um, Glenn Ford.
You could have had Umar for this. You could have had
Well,
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah,
You could have had
I
anybody. God damn. Cardi
that's
B.
a low bar, don't you
but
think, Uncle Chuck?
I
Well,
get
it's a
her.
well, the low bar was already set, so we might as well keep
Yeah,
going.
that's true. That's true.
But sorry, I get her jokes. I seriously be like laughing my ass off when she talks. Like I'd be like, oh, she's joking around. Like
And
she's not
she's
serious.
you know why? Because in the midst of a pandemic,
You
in the
said in the
midst
midst
in the
of.
midst in the midst of a pandemic, you have black people who are never going to work again. Think about that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
You're going to have black people who are never going to work. You are never going to have. You already have majority of your country. How the fuck majority? One of your lowest populations is the majority of your unemployed and you're homeless.
Yeah,
How the fuck
yeah.
is that? But yet,
Well,
you don't. Nobody gives a fuck about the black man. And your Obi-Wan Kenobi voice. I like to do it in my my Obi Negro Kenobi voice.
well, I brought this up a long time ago. I said this. I said, they're quick to kick black women who just give birth out of hospitals real quick, knowing that they could probably die. After giving birth. They don't, because it's painful giving birth.
Hmm.
It's not an easy process, but they kick them out like a day later,
Hmm.
compared to white women, and it's like they let them stay for a week.
You know why? Because the men would raise all types of shit in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I was just thinking about something, Uncle Chuck. I want to say this. It's very harmful for me to see people like Kamala Harris and somebody like Cardi B. I realize this. Whenever you have somebody speaking on Jewish issues, Asian issues, Chinese issues, uh, like Indian issues, Arabian issues, they find the most wet behind the ears, super qualified people to speak for them. And the
hmm
reason is because they're not going to put their Cardi B's on TV. And the
Mm.
simple fact that you've got people like Kamala Harris and Cardi B, who is not black, from my perspective, she identifies as Latino, and somebody like Kamala Harris, who's half Indian and half black, and only uses the fact that she's half black to carry favor when it's convenient. Uh,
Oh
hmm
it,
yeah.
it's it's extremely disheartening to me to see the fact that somebody like Cardi B is the spokesperson for black people, because that just shows you what the media thinks about the black intelligentsia in wholesale. And
Well,
it's
can
criminal
I
because
can
it's criminal because you've got
hold on,
people
Gigi.
like go ahead.
Oh no,
Continue to
I was
hold on,
gonna say
hold
I
on
was
for a
gonna
second, Gigi. We just gotta let him finish
okay.
his thought, and then Gigi's next.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
it's criminal because you've got people like Glenn Ford, you've got people like Eddie Glaude, you've got people like uh, Cornell West, and hundreds of other people. Like I'm missing hundreds of people just because those are the first three names that popped into my head. So it's crazy to me that this kind of stuff happens, and it's crazy that people don't call this kind of stuff out to me because
Yeah,
you're really not fighting on even playing field when you're dealing with other people that are dealing with it on another end.
yeah,
So
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead, Gigi. Then I'm gonna say something after Gigi.
Okay, well, I'm from a mixed cultured, and all my life I had to explain myself, and I don't feel like I need to explain myself. Obviously, I'm black, you know, but I have to explain it all the time to people, and it's like, where are you from? What's going on with you? Like, I'm telling you, people don't think that. Okay, when they think about racism, they think it's about blacks or dark skinned people, and I'm going like, you don't even know that when they think about mixed people, they look at us as mutts, like animals, like
Yeah.
they don't want they feel like we shouldn't even exist.
Well, that's how they view people that come to them racial parents like that, hybrids.
Yeah, they think we're hybrids, and that's the thing I've been trying to say to people, but people don't listen. But I'm like, okay, whatever. You're gonna you want to be in your own feelings, fine. So we don't got a voice.
I'm gonna
So
read.
in the end it's like I'm with my fellow black people, but my fellow black people don't even understand me. They go like, oh, you ditzy, oh, you doing this, you doing,
I'm gonna talk on that for a minute. I'm gonna read some of these quotes. Oh, really good point. And all the media is running like that. They'll never put the right person in front and on the front page. Facts.
so
Yeah,
true.
they won't.
Cardi
They
B
won't.
has no business being the representative for the Democratic Party on CNN. Facts. The
Yeah.
Democrats use Cardi B to pander to the lowest denominator.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
the
what
Pied
they do.
Piper effect. They're
Like
all concerned about the votes. See, you got to
I
understand, and Mike just said in Baltimore City, in Baltimore, I'm not sure if it's just the city or the county as well. 405 teachers are getting laid off.
mhm.
Do you really think in this fucking city we need to lay off teachers?
Why
No,
would you? Why?
not at this time. I mean, this is
She's
the worst time to do that.
think about it, right?
It's crazy.
Think about it.
It is.
We allowed one of the black men to put so many motherfuckers in prison. Excuse me.
Hmm.
We allowed the system to put one of the few black men to put so many young black men and women through college, Bill Cosby,
But it's
for
a
Yeah,
it,
they
women.
but it's
railroaded it.
They railroaded him when these women were found out. First of all, if you find majority of those women were lying, you throw the whole fucking case out.
right,
Yeah,
and it's okay to inject these kids with vaccines and stuff.
hmm And here's
You
the point that
know?
I'm gonna make. Think about it. Cardi B admitted to being a blood gang member. She admitted
Oh
to
yeah,
drugging men,
yeah,
drugging
yeah.
and
men.
She did.
Yeah,
having them robbed and sometimes raped by transgender. So,
she admitted all that. Yes, she did.
but you put
Hmm.
this motherfucker as the rep. Get the fuck out of here. See,
That's not
I'm
sadistic.
saying, I'm
but
saying,
go ahead,
women
Key.
are cray cray.
Go ahead,
Women
Key.
are cray cray. I'm the
Oh,
good cray
all I was
cray though.
saying, that's not sadistic. You
Hold
know,
up, say that again.
I said
I
I'm
was
the
saying
good
that's
cray
not
cray.
sadistic.
Uh,
Oh, my bad, y'all.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
No, I was just saying that that's not sadistic. That you want to, openly admit that you let transgender beings, I guess, uh, go after men. It's just like, come on, who would admit to that? And then
She's honest. She said she did it
And she's a goddamn fool. But why isn't she brought up on charges? I
because
mean,
she got away with it.
exactly. Because but yet, a friend of
Yeah,
mine was
exactly.
trolling me, joking with me, saying black women are the least protected in this country. Bullshit.
I had a girlfriend of mine who slept with all my exes. And
Mm,
some of them I didn't even sleep with. I'm like, what the heck? And they're like,
exactly.
yeah. And they're like, yeah, she slept with me. I'm like, what? And like, yeah. The whole time I was imagining you. I was like, what the heck? Okay, stop right now. You done messed up already.
But see, we don't even put people, and this is the reason why black people lose. You know, there's something for. I'm gonna go a little tactical if y'all don't mind.
Go ahead.
There's a little thing that's a static situation. Let's say you have a hostage barricade. It's static. You got enough time to call the hostage negotiation team. You call K9 to watch the cars in case you got to come out the cars. Of course, you call SWAT, special weapons and tactics. You let the duty off, so who we call in our city is Unit 41. And, it's a static situation. Things can play by ear. But as soon as you hear boom, 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 you no longer have a hostage barricade. What do you have, Key?
an active shooter. We in there.
We in there.
Mm.
You
Right.
neutralize the threat. You going in there and you wrecking fucking shop because you have to take action. And see, that's the problem with black people. You don't know when to fucking take action. You don't know when to go from a static to a fluid situation. Once you hear boom, 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 you going in there. No questions asked. You get in there. Do what you got to do.
Right.
Black people are like this. As soon as they hear boom, boom, boom,
They run, they dodge.
let's think about it, or they run the other fucking way.
Hmm.
But see, when you have those trolls who were there about 30 minutes ago on here, they
Hmm.
wanted to ask all these questions about Breonna Taylor, but they want to come up here to have a dialogue, just like Kiki.
Hmm.
I only respect Cerulean Gray types. You forgot the Cerulean Gray and myself actually, did a collaboration. It was called the Gray Faulkner Initiative. You forgot that we agree on a lot of the shit. Even some of the stuff we don't agree on, we keep it in house. You'll never know about it.
Right.
Right.
That's what real men do.
Hmm.
See, when I give women all types of how many times have I made you feel threatened on my panel, GG?
Never.
Woman of the past. How many times did you feel threatened on my platform?
Never. I never felt threatened at all.
Did you have a welcoming feeling?
You've always came with open heart to me, and I felt trusted. I felt comfortable, and I felt protected.
And think
And
about
that's
it.
all I wanted. That's all
And
I
think about it.
wanted.
That's what women actually want, is to feel secure.
Yeah.
See, there's one thing to not only just be protected, but to have the fucking force field around you to feel protected.
Yeah.
That's an immaculate feeling.
Right.
I'm surrounded by
It's the
greatness right now.
most beautiful thing in the world.
I've seen you protect women against other women on your pen, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
He
I've
does a
seen that
lot.
over and over again. So
And you know what? I feel protected by all the men that's on the panel right now. I feel like, I'm surrounded by my brothers, you
Now
know.
look what one of the past wrote. Officer Charles, you've always been such an inspiring man, and your speech. I appreciate it. I feel honored. See, I've always said this because I have a great mother and father, even though some days we get on each other's nerves, but it's all love. See, my mother and father
Yes,
always
mom
made
never
sure
fails.
we don't have to say we love each other all the time because we know. we prove it all the time.
It's an act.
And that's why I try to appreciate my man, in my life. I try to speak out for you guys, and I know it's not my place sometimes to say it, but I'm like, nah, I just gotta revive this, the sense, because I'm like, so many women have been hurt that I'm like, there are good men out there. There are
It,
great men out there
it's
waiting for you.
it's like ladies. I've told my good friend Katrina because I know she's gonna listen to the playback. That's why I said her name. She's like, you think that black women are like this and think that? I said, look, I don't have any hatred for black women. I'm the first motherfucker to get out of his car if I see a black woman getting her ass beat. Ask me
Yeah.
how I know. Because I was off duty and had to do it a couple of times. And let's just say the outcome of that guy was he wasn't beating nobody's ass in a while. Kind of hard to do with a broken hand.
I've been saved. I've been saved by so many black men. Like, I've been robbed. I've been attacked, and no, I never called myself a victim, but I've been saved by a lot of black men who who stood who stood and picked me up. Literally, like, lifted me in their arms and carried me indoors. It was a like,
And see, that's the thing I try to promote on my channel. See, you get an officer that you can candidly ask a question to, and sometimes BGS even says, and he says that's because that's what you became my nigga, where you honestly answered things that a lot of cops would not answer boldly.
yeah. I have a brother. I have a brother that's a police officer, and when he first was started in the force, he came. He would come over all the time, to have drinks over at our house, and we knew what kind of drink he wanted, right? Just to keep him calm, because what broke him down was he saw a baby die,
Oh yeah,
a
no,
baby
no,
drown, and they didn't know how to do CPR, and
it's
he
it's
was all
hard to do
like,
it's hard to do
and
CPR on children.
yeah, and he got really um he got really really bothered by that,
I mean,
you know.
let me tell you a little story about some of the relationships. Like I'll read what Mike said. I'm privileged to know Falk beyond work. Talk to him every day. When I did work with him, we got stuff done without any issues. We never got a complaint. We were respected. Facts. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'll tell you this one little call we had, and I call it little because he'll laugh. We had a call to, what was it, Ruddy and Tunbridge. It was a call for two black males selling drugs in the area. Of course, anonymous. So we have our body worn cameras on per policy. Tactically, we came up to the door. We had a nice angle, so in case we had to draw our weapons, we wouldn't do any fratricide or friendly fire, commonly known. We asked the gentleman to step out the vehicles.
Yeah.
One gentleman had the little Ziploc or little plastic bag of crack cocaine in his dip, which is his belt line for those who don't know what a dip is. The other guy act like he didn't want to come out the car on Mike's side. So we finally got him out, and you had two sergeants back us up. So when you have people say, why do y'all have multiple officers on the scene? Because 2-on-2 is too fair of a fight. You want overwhelming force sometimes because you don't know what the fuck you're stepping in. So of course, once we find the bag on him, we place him in cuffs. And when we search the driver's side of the vehicle, the front driver's side, there was a handgun underneath there. Did we have to shoot anybody? Thank God we didn't. We were ready if we needed.
Yeah,
But
you never know. Yeah.
But here's the crazy part. When you're prepared when you're in shape enough to do the job, when you're mentally, physically, emotionally ready to do it,
You
it
know
makes a
what?
difference.
I felt safer because around my bro, because he's a cop, and then well, you know, when I was married to a military man, I come from a military family. My daughter is a soldier also, and I feel secure. And I used to be a flight attendant for the army. Like I used to fly him back and forth, and yeah,
Oh,
I feel.
we loved y'all when we had those long ass flights. We loved y'all.
Yeah, I know. I got you guys. You know what? I did. I got the airman freaking bazookas gum from back in the day, and
Oh
they
yeah.
were unwrapping them, laughing at the comics, and I was all like, "Yeah, I got a big old bucket of them for them,"
Oh
and
yeah,
they were
Mike. That
like,
gun was loaded.
they were so happy,
Yeah, little things
and
make soldiers and police and firefighters happy.
they
It's,
get
it's like
yeah, they give
it's
me
like in
like they give me like gold and money. I was like, what the
because it's called appreciation. And oh
heck?
yeah, that gun. By the way, Mike just reminded me that gun was loaded like a motherfucker. And because I was the primary officer, I had to go to court. And of course, this guy had this Jewish lawyer. Could have been any type of lawyer, but I remember it so vividly that I could remember the black yarmulke that was on his head.
Yeah.
And he came up there trying to say, well, we don't think that you properly seen the gun, and how do we know if you didn't plan it? The beauty of body worn cameras. And we
You know.
found it. And then he said, next thing you know, he was already backing up 10 years. So next thing you know, he said, once he seen the camera, they were like, we're ready to take a guilty plea.
I could tell who was in the military with the pilots because they would land hard, like they're like, I'm not playing with this land. Let's just land this plane compared to the ones who made it float where you're like, oh my gosh, are we gonna tip over?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's funny because, I'm pretty sure that Key, because he's at Border Patrol, he sees some wild shit on his posts.
Oh yeah.
And
I
this is, go ahead.
No, I used to be like, arrest her. Officer, officer, all the
So,
office.
so I'm gonna ask you this question, Iori. Do you think the title of today's subject was so fitting for what happened?
To what happened?
Not necessarily, but I get surprised in these spaces as to what happens, bro.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's
I get
funny.
surprised continually.
It's funny because I looked at, like, earlier when we talked about the verdict, and I'm telling them from my professional opinion, I thought it would go down like that.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised about the third officer. I was actually surprised they were going to go with reckless endangerment, which when you look at it, I'm like, hey, why did you shoot into those other apartments like you lost your fucking mind? Yeah, they're gonna
Sure.
tax you for they're gonna tang your ass for that. Okay,
Sure.
it's an ugly situation. I would
Yeah.
not like to be the fucking district attorney or state's attorney or whatever the fuck they call it in that region. I would not like to be in his shoes because no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough. You could have sent all three of those men to the fucking electric chair, and after you fucking put them in the electric chair, you hang them, and after you hang them, you give them the lethal injection, and then after you give them the lethal injection, you put them in front of the firing squad. It would not be enough.
No.
You're not going to
Right.
please everybody. What's up, Sonny? Woo! It's never going to
Hey.
be enough.
But
It's never going to be enough.
if you really
Huh?
sat down and really used your brain and you thought about this situation with an I wouldn't even say unbiased because it's hard not to be biased, and kind of in this situation, in the sense of like what it is. But if you just thought about it, where the initial wrong happened, you're the police. Police are pretty much people who are supposed to do things and get things done. They are following
Mm-hmm.
rules. They go in, they do their job. They had a no-knock warrant, where that means they don't have to knock. They
Yeah.
go in and somebody shot at them and they shot back. Is it
Yeah.
fucked up? Yes. Are they wrong in essence? Yes. Are they wrong in their specific right for what they did? Maybe that guy that went, like my man said, Counter Strike. Yeah, the guy that went Counter Strike is wrong. But as far as that, no, they're not wrong. What's
Yeah.
wrong is the person that signed that warrant and the officer that brought that warrant to him without overlooking that. Whatever checks and balances go for that. Whoever said, okay, this ain't got shit to do with this shit, and we ended up hitting the wrong house and the wrong person got killed. That's the person that's wrong. These guys that
Yeah.
just did their job, no. Because guess
Yeah.
what? You did the wrong thing. It's easy to throw you under the bus. Why do you think it took them this long to do it?
Think
That's
about it.
why. That's
Come
why me
on
I,
and my
now.
sister go to the shooting range. We'll be like, pop, 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 pop,
think about
pop.
it. Think about it. I've been on a few raids, not only in Iraq but also in the city. Shit could go wrong. I mean, I was the bunker guy a couple of times. I was the guy commanding a raid team.
Yeah.
So I had to tell a sergeant one time, "Hey, I got him covered. Grab the gun. We're just gonna leave it there. I don't care if he that I had to pull, even though the guy shot himself in the head and he was dead. But hell, I've seen some weird shit where people come back to life and take off a few shots and die
Oh
again.
my gosh. Yes. I've
And
died
I'll tell you,
twice.
were they criminally wrong? Except for the one who was shooting like a fucking gangbanger? No. Unfortunately, no. If you go by the laws that were put into place, remember, those are the people you vote for your state legislation, and you vote for them. Those are the people who put that shit into place. See, I hate when people are reactive and not proactive. See, this is the problem of having an overwhelming 99.999999999999999 of your population never going to the military or never having any type of civil service.
Well, this is when I bring the phenomenon guidance of balancing the love and the importance of like I'm emotional, yes, of course, but I understand the intelligence of a man, so I get it. But I want to be comforted, and so, but I can readily react to becoming very, functional when I need to be, when I
Yeah,
have to defend, when I have to defend my own because my man showed me how to.
and
You
sometimes,
understand?
oh yeah, and sometimes as an officer, I wish that some people being disrespectful. I mean, drop down dirty. I wish I could get away with doing this, and
Yeah.
I just want to I want to make that motherfucker vibrate.
Well,
Yeah,
the
but guess
yeah.
what? I got to be a pro. Just like anybody who's in law enforcement has to be a pro. Unless you touch me, I can't touch you.
Well, the
Or
thing
unless you're
is,
about to strike me or you're showing aggression, no. That's why you got to let some people get off with that with that fucking bullshit. Like, look, sometimes
right,
you got to know when people are
are
trying to
full
commit
of
some
shit.
bullshit to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know from the get up. But the thing is, as a woman, is that I've been raised by men, and they've showed me how to comprehend my life. So if they're not around, I can do it by myself, but don't go showcasting it, kind of thing. Basically, you know how to fix this. Watch me do this. Watch me do the car. I used to drag race. People don't know. I ride motorcycles. I drag race. I do all kind of things that passes their mind. They don't get it, but I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to push it to their face. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I get tattooed up. I get this. I get this done. You know what?
Uh,
I roller skate. Yep. I skateboard. I
but that's the
surfboard.
but I'm glad you brought that up because most police officers are not treated like they have a life too. Like they
I
don't have a
mean,
family, they don't have hobbies. Like we don't have to go home. See, it's kind of easy for everybody to judge the
yeah.
decisions of somebody when you have a split second.
Yeah, because they you know what, people who don't know you are quick to judge and be like, well, yeah, I had somebody actually say to me like, why don't you find a hobby? I'm like, I'm over here making jewelry.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to do it. Like here's my question for the panel and the chat.
Okay.
when
Why you
when
have to
are
take a deep breath?
Because sometimes these questions are just interesting. When are black people going to take the initiative to just do for themselves?
Anytime. Anytime. It's
Any
possible.
Anytime is a good time, bro.
Exactly. Just do
Anytime is
it.
a good time.
Like Nike said, just do it.
Because I get tired of people talking about, oh, you're a coward, your coworkers, just like that
That
troll was coming.
it's the excuses. They just want to get on your nerves.
They try to get on my nerves, but then they see, what's the beautiful thing about commanding the studio? That block button is such a wonderful thing. I guess they ran out of fucking profiles. And
I don't even
eventually, I could just go to YouTube and just say, hey, this person is being prejudiced against my occupation and my race. and
I don't
they don't like that.
they
And
love to watch my channel because they think I'm gonna talk about somebody and I never do. And then they like, oh, she's boring. I'm like, yup, all I do is sing all day, every day, blah blah blah.
and and, and it's funny because was justice served in a legal sense, yes, in a moral sense, no. I mean, it's just
I be
it's like
mind
for
tricking them.
it's like for
I'm a real pimp.
you're being silly. You are so silly, Gigi.
I
It's
know.
like for some odd reason, when you promote getting more of us there from the community, you sound like these crickets in my background. When you get more people you get more people to be involved in their communities, it's like, yo, what you
Uh,
mean being involved?
you know who
What you
I
mean?
love?
Who's that?
I love my church ladies. They're my best friends. I be like, yeah. They be praying over me. I be like, yeah. Praise them.
It's like this. Motherfuckers dodge. You know how quickly, fellas and lady and chat, how quickly black people dodge responsibility overall. It's like
Yeah.
this. They dodge the shit out of that motherfucker. They are dodging that responsibility. What you mean I gotta be a police officer? What you mean I gotta It's your turn to get the responsibility. I mean
Oh my god.
it's sad. Right now, I forget where what city is the Breonna Taylor
It's in Louisville.
in Louisville,
Yes.
Kentucky, right?
Somebody
Yeah.
asked me about swords was real in the background. I was all like, yeah, they're real. Why you think they're just displayed? I'm like, I'm about to stab somebody if they come in to here. You
Let
don't
me
think
see what
you don't
hold
think
up,
I know how
Gigi.
to
Hold up, Gigi. I'm gonna read what Sonny
okay.
said.
Hey
In a
Sonny.
legal sense, no, because the laws that were written was written by racists to protect racists. If I defend myself and defend myself and I shoot the wrong person, I get sent to jail.
Huh?
See the difference. The
In
difference
a
is,
legal sense.
but you got to think, and the difference of that is, if that person shoots at you and you return fire, no, you would be sent to jail. No. If that person breaks into your house and see, when you look at the whole case, I'll tell people this, right? Always look at shit from the totality. Always look at shit from the totality of things, and I had to learn how to do that.
Yes, sir.
Because
I work for lawyers. Yeah.
I had to learn the totality of the whole situation very quickly. Not only did I have to write the reports, but I also had to write college papers on this shit.
You gotta keep dabs.
Because one, if they're showing film on the outside of they had the place surrounded, and they have a
They're
no
they're
knock warrant,
intruding. Yeah.
you kind of look at it and people like, well, we don't need no knock warrants because they can't destroy the evidence, so they can't do this. I'm like, sure, I've been at places where they
Mm.
will destroy the fuck out of some evidence. They will burn
Mhm.
that motherfucking house down to destroy evidence. I've
They're
seen it.
intruding. They're intruding into your own privacy, your own wholesome, and that's not fair. It's not fair game. Knock on my door.
But
Don't
then,
don't knock it down. Knock on
but
it. Don't
but
knock
then
it
you
down.
gotta then you gotta remember when it comes to jury duty, guess what?
Well,
A
there's
lot of people don't like that civic duty, do they?
a lot of people keep their mouth shut and they shouldn't. And that's the thing I saw a lot when I was working for lawyers is that they kept telling them to keep their mouth shut, and I'm like, nah, say what you gotta say so people can understand what happened. There's always a loophole. And I'm
Oh yeah,
like, defend yourself. No, don't let somebody speak for you.
and I'll tell you this one: you don't even have to be a lawyer. You know how you can change your city or your jurisdiction overnight?
Mhm.
Be the president of your PT or your PTO or your PTA.
Mhm.
Become members of the school board. You wonder
Okay.
why your kids. You wonder why black schools got a fucking history book, and the last president they had was Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You wonder why your kids got fucking Dell computers.
Right. And they used
You
to have
wonder.
what they call them, the machines that check for weapons,
Hmm.
the
They
beep
put more.
beeps.
They put more into those metal
Metal
scanners.
detector.
Yeah, metal detectors. Yes.
You got more into those scanners. It's no different than when I talk about child support.
Yeah.
If black men actually put a retainer on family court lawyers and started a coalition, like we
Life will be
refuse. Think
different.
about it. You think they would jail you all, especially when you have so many black men in
Oh
prominent
my
positions?
gosh. Oh
But
my
guess what?
god.
Mike said, "How many people have you come across, Fault, that don't even have a license or an ID at work?"
At work.
Too got too damn many. Like
I be
it's
look. I be working for free, Michael. I be like, okay, I see the pandemic
he's
happening,
talking.
and
See,
somebody and
he's talking about like when we stop people, if we get a call for suspicious activity or we have to stop somebody. So many people don't even have a fucking license, an ID, and
I know this.
what makes it shameful is that,
Uh-huh.
hey, Herbert, you got your
Good.
camera on if you want it on.
Yes,
Hey.
I do. I'm currently at work, but it's kind of quiet at present, so it's not an issue.
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead.
what's up.
Yeah, but
Hold up.
I,
Let me read what Sonny Boxing talk.
okay.
He said being police right now isn't something that anybody wants to do right now, and that's the problem. And the problem, in my opinion, is the law. Well, yes and no,
You know
because
what?
it takes the hold on, GG.
Uh,
It takes the police officer to determine if there's a crime or not, if the person needs to be arrested or not. Because a lot of things as a police officer is discretionary. The only things that are really not discretionary are one felonies and domestics. So if the police officer like, look, I'm gonna give you another chance, get the fuck out of here. We don't have enough people doing that.
well, I have a brother.
Police don't arrest police. Bullshit.
I
Bullshit.
I I have a brother.
Bullshit. We
I
got
have a
one guy.
brother.
We got one guy who's not on the desk with me because he got arrested today. Bullshit. Oh god.
I I have a brother who's
They
a
have a
police
whole agency together.
officer, and he's bailed me out a bunch of times. And the thing is, it's not like he bailed me out. I wasn't in trouble, but I was all like, oh, they're being unfair to me, and my lawyer friends, they were stood by me. So I'm like, but he's all like, come be a police officer. Why are you doing this kick-ass job? And I'm like, cause I don't want to be. Cause I said to him, I said I will shoot people.
Now I know. Well, hold up, GG. So, what do you want to say about this? I want to get your opinion on this one, Herbert.
Okay.
Well, first of all, let me take my hats off to you, Officer Faulkner, for you being in law enforcement. I have two brothers that actually, one at the federal level, two at the state level. The one at the state level does high risk warrant searches, so I know what goes into a lot of things. And me myself, I currently do unarmed security as well. I'm looking to get my pistol permit to go
a salute.
Arms as well. But a lot of people don't realize a couple things, and one of the things they don't realize is force escalation, which most police officers engage in when they go to a scene. That, and the second thing is grand jury indictments. A lot of people don't understand what goes into grand jury indictments, and because we as a demographic, we drive illegally or we don't register to vote, we don't get a chance to sit on those grand juries to get the indictment. The indictment is not. And if an indictment isn't gotten, there's nothing a DA can do. And often on the podcast that I sit on, we talk about those things. So the ignorance of us overall helps contribute to our disgust and dysfunction with the criminal justice system. The system is what it is. If we don't utilize and partake in the system, then we, by rights, we really shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right about that one. Yeah.
And what's fucked up about it? And this goes back into my.
It's strong. Yeah.
And this is what goes back into my statement earlier. If you actually increase the level of education from little to when they become adults, and we produce more law enforcement, more military officers, more people who can invoke policy, more people who actually are knowledgeable of everyday law, the interactions wouldn't, and then we have more of us in those positions and actually do what's called community policing. There's a video. I want everybody to do their homework on this one. Write it down, motherfuckers. Write it down. Somebody type it in the chat. Somebody type this shit in the chat. 21st century policing. You can print it out. But if you're like me, you're going to fucking go to YouTube and listen to the motherfucker because I'm reading select chapters of it. And it talks about the new current status of policing.
Yep. It's a lot that goes on into it. People don't understand it. Even like, I mean, my daughter's a soldier. She's she's
Airman.
an airman. Yeah, and I was a flight attendant for the armed forces, and I listened to their stories, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then that's in my family also, where we're just fighters. We're nothing but survivors and fighters, and we raise people up.
And I'm gonna say this about the Black Wall Street that Mike and Sonny were talking about. You know what the biggest problem with Black Wall Street? They did what Dr. Neely Fuller and other people who are sociologists said. They started up the infrastructure and they started up the economics. But you know where they failed at? They had nobody to defend it.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm trying to tell people, like, this is the right time to have the black the effect again, where we can kind of build up again because things are crashed down, so we can bring back the Harlem Renaissance. We can bring back a black Renaissance.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen to this. They don't know that art is ready for
hold
us
on, GG.
right
But
now.
I don't know who was speaking next. Who wanted to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
next?
It was me actually. This is kind of like the last point I want to make because I have to leave right after this. But right now we're at a point, see, because I talk to a lot of people about this stuff all the time, and usually what happens is people say, "Hey, like we had Black Wall Street and they blew it up," and what I tell them right now is when new Black Wall Street is going to start because people that are coming out of this pandemic, like this is what new Black Wall Street's going to look like. But the thing I tell them is, look, you've got to evolve in terms of what Black Wall Street looks like in the 21st century compared to what Black Wall Street looked like before.
Mhm.
Black Wall Street these days looks like something like Alibaba, where a lot of black businesses are internet based uh, cooperatives and internet based things where all of a sudden they're making money through interstate and international commerce. And that's what really anything is going to look like, because right now you're seeing with the COVID-19, the biggest vertical in terms of spending is e-commerce.
Mhm.
It's not brick and mortar anymore. It's online based commerce. So
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about Black Wall Street and what it looks like, that has to be put into the equation, because people are basically making money on situations like Alibaba and different websites now. Like if you
Mm.
look at Floyd Mayweather's website, is basically a Shopify site with all his
Yeah.
gear on it, basically selling anything he wants on there. That's the new
You
model.
you're right, and I'm always on Amazon.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
that's the new model.
Yeah, that's the new look. It's like,
you right.
And the last thing I want to say is a model like that gets rid of liability when it comes to buildings and everything else like that. It's basically foolproof because they're not going to break your website like they break a building. And even if they do break the website, if you've got uh, a tech team behind it, you can get it right back up within 15 minutes. So
that's
You right.
true.
when things break, they don't stay broken.
So
That is true.
So
true.
I would have like one response to that, and I wanted to say this before because I know you said you had to go, but it's to my understanding, it's a great book that I recommend that a lot of people read. It's called Capital in the 21st Century, right?
mhm,
And the reason I like this book so much is it explains to you that I do believe in collective, in group economics and stuff like that, especially for us as Black people. But what it explains to you is that the prime time for like Black Wall Street, the reason Black Wall Street was so effective was because that was a pivotal time in American history
Mhm.
to where a lot of people had money. The playing field was even. The wealth gap wasn't as big as it is now.
sure.
Now the wealth gap exists to more of a class thing, to where even poor whites can't catch up to what you would call the elite, right?
Sure.
So for us to create an economical stronghold or stronghold like that, it would take an amazing invention. We would have to either invent something that's crazy.
This is when we were at our finest. Like we were wearing like hats and suits and flowers and
Everybody had money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had
yeah,
a certain amount of
cars.
capital and not even as skilled as we are. Like everybody is skilled now, believe it or not. You are
Yeah,
way
Sure.
more
but it
skilled than
was.
what they were in the past.
But
But
you
the problem is
understand.
now is you get paid less for having those skills. So
But
now, in
now,
order to get there, you have to literally come with something new and innovative. So it's like you kind of gotta go harder, if you will. So I
yeah,
was saying,
Sure.
like, my question would be like, can you really preach to people to do the collective thing to say like, yeah, this will work, or is it like we need to do the collective thing because we need to? You get what I'm saying? Like, don't come in this
Mhm.
thinking that we gonna suddenly, 20 years from now be the best, but we need to do this because we need to. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. This is when we
Sure.
were shining. We were shining so good. Like we were beautiful back then. I mean, my grandparents, the old pictures I see of them, I'm like, wow.
Well,
You know, that's what I look up to. I'm like, yeah, I want to be that woman.
let me throw this in the discussion. Considering the wealth gap, there's one place without a doubt that wealth is present that is untapped, and that's the black church. Very few
Mhm.
look at the
Yeah.
black church for any type of contributions, and unfortunately, an overwhelming percentage of money that is poured into the black church comes from the demographic that is least able to afford it, and that is black women. We
Sure.
need to start taxing the church to get money out of there so that money can funnel back into the community.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. There is no fucking reason you should have a $5-10 million church and a bunch of poor row homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is
That's
no fucking reason. Now you're bringing everybody who's fortunate enough to own a fucking house. Now you brought their fucking property taxes up.
Stop
Mhm.
that. Okay, my
Uh,
my.
I, I was I was gonna say this real quick. I was gonna ask Sonny if he ever trained anybody for to a fight because it's the same system. It's the same system when Herbert was talking about. You don't want not everybody you train, and Sonny would get the gist of it. Not everybody you train is gonna be great, but you want to see some fight and some effort in them.
Sure.
You over there, Park Heights, Westport. Fuck y'all, East Side bitches. But but no, I'm a Church Square boy.
I'm a
With the Lake,
churchy. I'm a churchy
with the
girl.
that's called Church Square because it's a shopping
Yeah,
center
I'm a
because it has four
square.
churches literally surrounding it. And
But my father is a preacher. He actually owns a church. He's a minister.
it's funny because yep. See, he's training one now. What do you want? You want
I was
effort.
always in
Even
church. I was always in church all the
even
time.
when even when he even when you get
Such
your training,
I'm such a bad girl.
you silly. Even when you get a trainer fighter, a wrestler, a boxer, an MMA fighter, a judoka, karate guy. I mean, look, you want to see effort. You're not going
Yeah.
to see. Sometimes you're not going to see greatness for a while. I've
Yeah.
told you my story. I've lost my first fucking match. I had to get up there, and that's what the black community needs.
They need a
I have to
fighter.
say, I have to step up. I have to step up in Cherry Hill because that's where some of my family's from.
That's
But
right.
it's funny because we for
Tell
some
him.
odd reason we are killing the warrior spirit of the black race in America, and we're willing to let it go. We're willing to say fuck it, let the warrior spirit go away
Well, let them know the
for
truth.
butter biscuits. And instead of breeding more warriors to fight, and not every fight is physical. Remember, you still got the mental, the spiritual,
Uh-huh.
and the emotional.
Uh-huh.
When you, like you said, when you tax those churches, when you make them pay what they owe, because they fucked around and became rich off of the backs of poor people for
Yeah.
some reason. And it's people may have their feelings about Umar, but he had a great statement about black churches.
You
Look,
know what? You know
how
what?
come? Hold on, Gg. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact of the matter that you know if I can't go to the place of worship to get a stimulus,
Mm-hmm.
if I can't go to the place of worship where I've been donating money, tithing for 20, 30, 40 years to pay for your son or daughter's college, to get a down payment on a house, a down payment on a goddamn business, Think about it. It is so easy to get a car loan, a house loan, but it's so fucking it's almost impossible to get a business loan. And there's a
Yeah.
reason why. Stay in your fucking place, Negro.
No, it's more that Charles, because if you give people a business loan, black people that have the skill and have the time that's given in financing and empowering these corporations will cease to exist. Because the one that's bringing the real talent, and I'm definitely convinced that we are the ones that's bringing these talent that's keep money in these corporations.
And
The
I'm
innovations, the creations. That's why people don't say, why you think they're not getting black people loan? Because they know where the money
exactly.
who's really supplying them, who's
But you
innovating.
gotta remember, this is the reason why I fucks with Sonny so heavy. He said the Warriors are ready to kill now, bro. It's about to get bad soon. See, I'm gonna quote this great philosopher for all my gamers out there.
Mhm.
A lot of people like Ryu. That's the proper way to say it, Ryu. But if you're from Baltimore, it's Ryu.
I
Some
call
people like
Ryu.
Well,
some people like Ken. Some people, but me, I'm that weird motherfucker. A Street Fighter
I'm
4,
weird.
aren't we all? I'm a Dudley man. Keep it
Oh,
classy. I'm a Dudley man. Keep it classy.
he a little
Rolling
bougie.
Thunder.
It's all good.
That's my dude. He's bougie as a motherfucker.
There you
Keep it
I'm
go.
classy.
bougie. I'm bougie.
And the beautiful thing about Dudley, and he said, and I quote, "There's a difference between uncouth violence and refined strength."
Hmm.
Should I say it again for the folks in the back?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
There's a difference between uncouth violence and refined strength. That's
There
where
you go.
guys like myself and Sonny, Mike, and others like a Herbert, Naori, a
Can get
Chaos,
it. Yeah.
even Miss Gigi for the ladies,
Oh.
have to actually guide the uncouth violence to bring out the
Thank
refined
you.
strength. Because when
Thank
you have
you.
refined strength, that strength can be focused.
Yeah.
See,
You know.
see, actually, Dudley was faster than the fireballs. I mastered him so well that I could slip through him. A lot of his moves slip through him. So my boy Ern, who sometimes you see on here, he was slick as shit with Ryu. But I had to learn when he kept taxing my ass with
To slip
fireballs. I learned to
inside.
slip under him and beat his ass with him. And that's the part that we have to do as black people. We have to learn to duck under them fireballs because you know they're coming.
Oh my gosh, they made me cry so many times online, and I'm like,
But
I do the ugly cry. I'll be like, and they be like, "You're a crybaby," and I'm
But
like,
who?
"I'm such a crybaby," and then someone has to come and be like, "I'll protect you." I'll be like, "I'm
Hold
still
on, Gigi.
sad."
Hold on, Gigi. Who's next?
I was gonna say when it comes to that, well, I'm like Chaos ain't said nothing.
I talk when it's needed. You can go ahead.
Yeah, man, man, I already know Chaos, you the OG in here, but I was gonna say like tactics. It's crazy to me, but like tactics in and of itself is something that nobody really cares about. That's why people like regard generals and people who can think tactfully in high regard. But now you see like how just having simple tactics can just make you a better person. Like, of course, I can be stronger than you, but if I have at least a basic understanding of technique, I could break something that you can't use to fight
Oh
anymore,
yeah, oh
being
yeah.
weaker than you and stuff like
They
that, right?
don't see me
But
coming.
people don't look at systems as being like it's a system of fighting, right? They don't look at the system of life or anything like that as being like something that if you take something out, it won't be as effective. Like the same thing as if you taking
Tell
away
them.
money
Tell them.
away from a certain thing, is not going to be as good as it used to be. You're going to take away money from the police, and then you think they're going to get better? It's going to get worse. They're not going to come.
And then what's gonna?
I'm going to show up to somebody getting their ass
Hold on, Gigi. Hold on.
for free? Well, for
Exactly.
free, for less? Somebody getting their ass kicked, and then they kick my ass potentially.
Mm.
I'm just
See,
saying,
you gotta,
it's real reality here.
yeah,
No,
I
no,
think
no.
two cops in Louisville got shot today. And you don't
exactly.
want to show up for less because they
Think
love
about,
you.
think about it.
Your own
You,
mom won't love you. Probably won't take a bullet for you.
Mm.
so you got
I'm
to
just
think
saying.
about it. You
I
got to
won't
think
even
about it,
take a
man.
slap for it.
You got to think about it, right? If you take money away from the police, which they won't, especially not in this fucking climate,
Yeah.
they'll circumvent the money. I keep telling people they circumvent money. So what happens is this: you're going to end up with a New Orleans. Actually, I didn't realize Baltimoreans actually pronounce it right, New Orleans, but it's
Nollies.
it's it's funny.
Nollies.
Yeah, it's funny because you're going to end up, because that was one of the most, if not the most corrupt fucking police department of all time, where you started them off with $27,000 a year, and you think those cops were not going to do side fucking hustles like steal and rob to make ends
Right.
meet? You're going to create You're going to create more of what the fuck you're trying to fight.
Well,
You're going to
Charles, you
you're
said if somebody goes through the academy in New Orleans, they gonna get 20. They're only gonna make 25K a year or something.
well back then that's what the New Orleans Police Department was making, 27,000. I mean, if you
Oh
go to
my
the
goodness, man, that's not no fucking money. They could might as well just work a 9 to 5.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's not no money.
but now like in BPD, you're starting off with 50.
Yeah.
You're starting off past $10 to $15,000 more than the medium income, and you're gonna allow all these white boys from Pennsylvania and wherever else to take those jobs from you.
Yep.
In the words of Martin Lawrence, a black man will beat your ass for a ham sandwich before you see another white heavyweight champion.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York, and the cops over there used to have their dogs like their dogs got paid. Their
Yeah,
shepherd, yeah, they
Yeah,
got
I know
paid.
several people that went over there into that
They
department
they
too.
did they did like they would stop the whole day to make a funeral call. I'm not like, what the heck is happening? And I'm in Cali, and then they do the same thing over here where they having a whole ceremony for a dog that just passed away. I'm like, wow. And I grew up with a guy who raised dogs for the police department, and I was all like, really though? Really? y'all shutting cities down for a dog? They were
yeah.
like,
Think
yeah.
about it. Think about it. None of these motherfuckers, and that's the truth. In PA, there's some deputies starting off $15 an hour. And yeah, that's actually armed security officers get paid more than $15 an hour.
They got
Yeah.
a whole
So
casket for a dog. I'm like, what is happening? They're like saluting to the dog. I'm like, what the heck?
yeah, well, technically that dog is an officer,
Yes, sir.
but
It was an officer. I love my dogs. I love my animals.
but that's
I'm an
another
animal
hustle.
lover.
But people don't peep the hustle. Why don't you? What you ever notice? Why don't you see a lot of black guys in canine?
Yeah, right. Huh.
You better quit
Because
thinking like that, man. Quit.
because you do
Cause
know you get you do know
they
you
see
not only
black and white. They only see
because
black
you
and
know
white.
because you do know that you get paid as an officer with some extra pay, and they have to pay that dog.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, Officer Faulkner. So does a canine handler actually get the pay essentially that the dog receives?
Yeah, because you got to feed him, you got to provide for him. He goes through
Wow.
that dog is
They're your
specialized trained.
partner.
If it's a
Yeah, they're
federal
your
dog, the
partner.
It's
dog
a
has
federal
a
dog.
credit card.
Yep.
Wow.
Just for the
The
dog.
dog is accredited because he has to go through special training. that dog
Yeah,
actually gets a retirement.
that's what I said.
Oh
I knew
wow.
somebody who was
Damn.
raising dogs to be
Not to
Hold on,
mention,
yeah,
some of
and
them get take home vehicles, don't have to pay
hey, Charles, you
gas.
trolling? You
and
Huh?
trolling?
around
You
and
trolling?
around and around my business, I had to have extra dogs around
Oh,
because just to keep.
I think I'm hearing things. Did you? That sound like trolling. You say they giving a retirement for a goddamn fucking dog?
Yep, they
When do you
do.
see? When
Yep.
do you see
How long a dog lives?
15 to
Dogs
20
live up to
years?
50. Yeah, about 20 years.
So
Yeah,
what the hell are dogs gonna do with a fucking retirement?
they bite.
Somebody's got to take care of the
For the bite.
dog, and then on
Oh
top of
my
that,
god, this is a weird ass.
hey,
They
Key, am I
jump.
lying? Hold on, hold on, hold
Oh,
on.
He
They
telling he
bite.
I'm
telling the
done,
truth,
man,
man.
my dude.
Hey, hold on,
I
hold on, hold
can't
on.
deal with this.
I want
Ah,
another
my
law enforcement. Hold on, everybody. I want another law enforcement officer. Want me to? What? Am I lying, Key?
You telling the truth. It get deeper than that.
dogs are
Most of
your
these people
best
get take
friends.
home vehicles. They ain't buying no
I'm
gas for
not
the
the
rest of
only
their
good one.
career.
You got Key, you got Mike in here. I'm not the only good officer. Trust me. I would literally trust Mike with my life.
If y'all see me on my
Why? Because I had
Instagram,
to, and I would literally still trust him with my
you'll
life.
see all my dogs. My
And
dogs are my
you would
friends.
actually and see a lot of people get into these police departments like myself. Once I get off the fucking screen, I got to keep studying because a Negro's getting that sergeant rank. Fuck this.
Mhm.
You telling me that you're allowing, especially if you have a big backyard, which could suffice for that dog to run around. I've seen one. Well, we had one black canine unit. He was out at the district, and guess what? Some of these dogs are like well trained. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not going to tell the secrets though, but
So
that's
I've seen
snitching.
them. I've seen them up close and personal. Years ago, with the Naga County Sheriffs, they had what they call the Citizens Academy, and it was a 13-week program, and I got to see those dogs up close and personal, and they are legit honed to do some damage.
hmm And you,
Mhm.
especially if they go through some of these federal academies where they can sniff out bombs, drugs.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
They
yeah.
could do searches, rescue searches. I mean,
Yeah.
these dogs are no fucking joke, man. And I mean, you're
They
giving up
can learn
extra money.
they can learn how to turn off lights. They can learn how to feed themselves. I mean, they can learn how to do all kind of things
And you're going to
if you
give up
just
that
pay
type of.
attention.
And think about it. How many brothers out there are dog lovers?
Yeah.
You
You're
Yeah.
gotta
getting paid,
be
but
you
yet,
gotta be you gotta pay attention to them
but
because
yet,
I. Mhm.
go ahead, Gigi.
Oh no, because I remember I had a Rottweiler we called Red because she was a redheaded. She was red, and she was a fighting dog, and we rescued her from a fighting pound or whatever. But I was pregnant at the time, and I remember she was like trying to fight a little Chihuahua or whatever across the street, and I was like, "Hey!" I didn't know what to do. Because I was holding on to her leash and I was trying to hold on, but I'm like, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm not trying to get dragged because this this female dog is strong, right? So I let her go, and I was so like, and I had to clap and I had to like whistle and stuff. And then she turned around and she was all like, she came and she licked me, and I was all like, you're being bad. You're being And she was so sorry. I was mad at her for days. And she was all like, I'm sorry. Like, she kept trying to show me how sorry she was for treating me that way, for misbehaving. But you gotta understand that these dogs understand you. They get they understand. They want to be loyal to you. They get you. I love animals. I don't know. They come to me wildly with with affection, and they don't judge me at all.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. Damn, this cigar hitting, by the way.
Ah!
But it's funny because think about it. You get
I
more
hate
payment.
that one.
You get more payment
Yes.
for different specialties. I mean, look at some of the guys in SWAT. One of
Mhm.
my former lieutenants, he's in charge of SWAT. He's like the major. I think he's about to be made. I think he's the captain. I think they're about to make him the major of the whole tactical section.
Ooh.
And black guy, by the way.
Mm.
So think about that. And he's trying to get more blacks into SWAT. Do you know what a SWAT officer can get paid after his retirement,
Mm-mm.
and what type of businesses he can go into?
Mm.
He's making at least he can actually go to places like and become contract security for the government, making $250,000 starting.
Yep, my brother's former military. He's clearing 150K. He works on presidential details and things of that nature. It's lucrative, and that's one of the things I was telling people on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. I said those jobs, especially in Niagara Falls, out of the academy, these officers here start at 40 grand. 40 grand here puts you in solid middle class. Not to mention if you're married and you're working with you're married to somebody and she's making about 30. Here you're upper class with 70 grand. You can afford to buy a house in any neighborhood you want, any kind of car you want. You have no worries. And far too often, we as a demographic, we don't push our boys into those jobs for all the wrong reasons. The no snitching culture, or you don't want to be this. It reminds me of the part in the movie Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson when he said he was too black for the badge and too blue for the boys. And it's a mentality that we have to break.
Go ahead, speak that goddamn truth. See, we do I have to put the goddamn initiative back in the fucking chat? Start charging you motherfuckers, man. See, we don't even appreciate our intelligentsia. We don't appreciate the people who look out for us.
Yeah, and it's the trades. The trades are what keep the middle class going, bro. I mean, I've said this a couple times on your channel. The trades is basically the backbone of the country, especially when it comes to the middle class. You're stamping your ticket the moment you're in there.
That's the PDF to the Gray Faulkner Initiative, okay? You should push your boys into male-dominated spaces. If you want your boys to become greater and stronger, you need this. Well, I'm scared for him. Look, I think Gigi got kicked out somewhere. Just come back up, Gigi. You're gonna have to push your boys back into these. She said she needed to charge her phone. Some people are quitting, some people are changing. But you also got to notice, when you don't take the job, guess who will? People who are not culturally sensitive to your situation.
Right.
And those are the people who are going to take those jobs. So once again, you can legally make a lot of fucking overtime. Think about it. Well, what's your overtime rate in the city, Mike? Because I know I'm roughly at my overtime rate is like about what, 61 an hour, close to that. But at the same time, if you're gonna leave it, you might as well leave it to the brothers who are gonna protect you and your family.
I don't even want to tell you mine, man. You're gonna be ready to fight.
Yep, we're about what, 60? Yeah, we're at 60.
To tell you how much they waste your federal tax dollars, 66.
Yeah. And then easy gigs where you're doing a detail.
Literally chilling.
Easy. Easy. You telling me a black man can't do that? Think about it. Well, what about the academy? You're getting paid to get in shape and shoot guns and drive really, really fast in cars.
Oh my God. Literally.
Literally. Like I'm gonna tell a dirty little secret about all these civil unrest shit. You're getting the police paid when there's a civil unrest.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Oh, I forgot. Can't tell them. Can't tell them that police get paid a shit ton of money because of these civil unrest.
Oh crap.
You got motherfuckers. I remember from the Freddie Gray riots. It's funny. Instead of rioting, vote with your feet, the ballot box, and your money.
That's right.
But you rioting, guess what? And I got to work there for 14, 15 hours extra, 20. Like, literally. One of my sergeant, who had over 30 years, and my lieutenant were getting paid $100 an hour.
Lord have mercy.
Wow.
Think about that. And I'm not saying police is for everybody, because if you read the Gray Falker Initiative, please check out the PDF. Because you have the military, you have the fire department, you have trades, you have the intelligentsia, the educated. But at the same time, you got to remember the most important thing, you're black first. What's the point of getting all this education if you're going to use it against us?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see the trolls coming back yet.
That's a good thing.
But guess what? People don't like it when, once again, you just don't like what I say, or you just don't like because I make you face the truth. Which one? Pick a struggle.
Yeah, when you tell the truth, people don't like that.
People don't like it.
Yeah, they want to convince that you're wrong, and it's like, man, you can't confront the truth for real.
People don't understand. Why did you talk about Breonna Taylor? Because I'm trying to prevent another Breonna Taylor.
There you go.
I'm trying to prevent another George Floyd. I'm trying to prevent another Jacob Blake. I don't have a problem with a police officer shooting somebody if it's justified. If it's the right thing to do at the right time.
That's.
But when you do something that's illegal and criminal, I can't fly with that.
Exactly.
Oh, the trolls didn't hear that one, did they?
Exactly. They don't like that. They don't like it, and that's the thing. That's when they try to snuffle you or make you look retarded or whatever. But the thing is, I speak my truth, and I'm loyal, and I stand by what I say. Except, I can say that I don't remember everything I say, because, hey, who's going to remember everything you say?
Hey.
And you can change your mind. Your mind can change every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I like to give the trolls sometimes. Right there. You see what Pantho did? Man of action. Wow. Like, but see, that's the problem when it comes to all this shit, right? Nobody wants to talk about the truth. Nobody has to say, I'm tired of black people not being able to protect themselves. I'm tired of black people, adhering to threats. See, there's no goddamn reason, no criminal underbelly.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. I've always been brought up.
I'm
and
like,
I'll say it
take
again.
a shower already. Take a damn bath.
I've always said this. Hold up, GG. I've always said this. Oh, no, you're not trolling me. You always welcome Sonny. I'm talking about earlier in the chat when, you want to talk about when I was giving my professional opinion of what went down with the verdict with Breonna Taylor, and you had a bunch of fat, ugly trolls who couldn't get a man if they stapled, kidnapped, and
Oh,
glued one to their asses.
you
Like the
with him?
chicks who, the chicks who the back of their neck smell like hot dog water. Those type of chicks. But you're not trolling. You're not trolling, Sonny. You're actually giving intellectual discussions. You're having a bunch of chicks and trolls.
Oh my goodness, he went ham on them.
Who the only time they even have a man come to their house is when they call the police.
Oh
So
my god.
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
you
Yo,
know,
that was good on
I
Jack.
am laughing because this is so true. This is so true. This happens
them.
all the
I
time.
was
I'll be like,
I woke up for that one. Holy shit.
you woke up to
You
that
know,
one.
Yeah. I was just like, if
you know,
y'all
yeah,
notice, I'm not saying much
you know,
because I'm kind of dozing off, but I
I
woke
know.
You know there are special women like that where you be like, really though?
Yeah, those are the type
You
of
want to
chicks
get
who.
tasered? Yeah, she
Those
want
are
to
the.
get tasered.
Those are the chicks. Those are the chicks who got like, those are the chicks who breath smell like Essex. For all my people from Baltimore, they smell like a sewage treatment plant. Them really
That's
fat
what.
chicks who, them
That's
really
what I
fat
be
chicks who got
saying.
them
That's what
them
I.
them them chicks who are so fat it look like their titties got a duplex.
Oh
Yeah, them
my
bitches.
gosh. Okay. Let me not. I'm not gonna go that strong, but I'm gonna say yeah. There are some women. I'll be like, girl, if you can just take a bath, can you
Like the chicks.
like wash your
The chicks
hair,
who
do
smile and look
something?
like the chicks who smiled and look like a vacant window. Yeah,
Yeah,
those type
like
of chicks.
you're not inviting. Like nobody wants to be in. I don't know who wants to be in that, but whoever wants to be in that is infected, and you're
You
infecting
know,
everything.
the chick so nasty they wear they wear a snowsuit and it still smell like low tide down at the harbor. Yeah, those chicks. Those are the ones who were trolling earlier.
They be lysoling themselves, and you be like, "Girl, just take a shower.
Like,
What the fuck is you
goddamn
doing?
girl, goddamn girl, you smell like Captain James over this bitch.
You okay? Buy some. You better go to Victoria's Secrets or something. Learn that secret. Shit, you're doing
You
something
know
wrong.
them chicks that look like the alligator that ate Captain Hook's good hand. Yeah,
Okay,
those were the trolls.
thank God that you are on my side because I be looking at some of them like, what the heck is
Those are the
bothering
chicks
you?
who be mad.
Like
Oh, they got bad gingivitis, man.
they scratching their coochie all day, every day. You be like, ugh.
I mean, you could tell because when we get called to their house, you see nothing but C&D batteries laid all around, like those type of chicks.
Yeah, roaches
Yeah,
are running around. I'm like, kill them roaches.
the
Damn,
chicks
like a
who,
D battery.
for all my Baltimoreans, you know, their underarms smell like Hopkins on Miami
Oh
Street,
my
and
god.
also Mama Mia's. Smell like a whole late night Torinos and shit underneath their arms.
Hairs in places they shouldn't be.
Like those are the chicks who were trolling me. The chicks that put up these little goddess pictures because they look like a goddamn curse in the face. Yeah, those
Oh
are the
my
chicks who were
god.
trolling.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing too hard to this because I
The
know
chicks
this
who
is
got the chin of a prime Riddick bow. Yeah, those are the
these
chicks.
these are the chicks I be talking about when I be talking. Like I'm not talking about the well-groomed women who are, them like me, classy women. Nah, I be seeing some sloppy chicks. I be like, you sloppy. Stop
Yeah,
it.
the chicks with the razor bumps on their second chin. Those chicks.
Nipple all stretched out. How do you get
Feet so ashy you thought they thought they were wearing sandals, and those were
how,
actually their socks.
no, let me not do that. Because I was gonna say, how do you get stretch marks on her titties?
You know, the
Like,
ones who be at the club at the booth taking pictures and their elbows look like sandpaper. Yeah, those
what?
motherfuckers.
Okay, let me
Well, I
stop.
went to Lake Clifton. I could crack all day. I'm
I
like
know
Captain
you.
America with that shit. I could go all day. Shit.
No, I'd be noticing it too. I'd be like, mm. Because I have a
You know what
daughter, so I'm like telling my daughter, like, nah, stay cool. Don't be
Yeah.
doing stupid stuff. Like, don't look stupid.
You talking about? No, I'm talking about the big bitches who spit vegetables out their mouth like a Patriot missile. What you mean healthy eating?
They don't care. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about themselves.
Yeah, those are the
I
ones who
be
come
like,
over here.
but they want somebody to take care of them, and I'm like, if you don't take care of yourself, how is somebody supposed to take care of you? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're a mess.
They
I
threw
mean,
up androids, Uncle Chuck.
huh?
I said they threw up the androids.
Oh yeah. I mean, the
if-
bitch always fighting because she's as tough as a Nokia phone. You know, them bitches are indestructible.
it's
Like,
But
all
they
good.
got the most confidence. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just mean, but they just
I
be
mean,
like angry.
when they smile, look like number piano keys, man. That's how fucked up they look.
Oh shit. No,
They
they
smile look
actually
like Kobe Jack.
they actually
Damn.
they come after the pretty
Skin got the
chicks.
texture of some fine Kobe beef from Japan.
They come after our pretty asses, our pretty chicks, and they be like trying to downgrade us
He
and
tried to
be
say
like,
Lakers for pussies. That's why you were scared to come over there, Mike?
I ain't glad
It's
you made me
both.
think of a story, man. When I was younger, man.
when you
I
was younger.
When I was younger, man.
Tell me about it.
I was in Walgreens.
You was?
In Walgreens. I was a young whippersnapper. Had my do-rag on back when I was trying to do something. Had my do-rag on, went into the store, man. Went to go get me a bag of Flaming Hots and some an Arizona tea, man. It was good days.
Boy, we can tell you black with that combination.
Man, I go to buy it, and I'm paying out, man, and this chick walk in. She bad, man, bad.
Ooh.
Like bad, like Michael Jackson
Ooh.
bad. It was very
Ooh.
bad. And I swear to God, the girl that was ringing me out, she was built like Tasmanian Devil. And me and homeboy, you know a chick bad when you meet somebody new and he like, hey, damn, you saw it? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I saw it. Like, damn, man, yeah. Like kind of like how Deion Cole said, you get cool, meet a cool brother, making that a bad chick.
Mm-hmm.
And him talking like, damn, she bad. And then what you think Tasmanian Devil said? Man, fuck that bitch. We like, what?
In that voice, in that exact voice,
in that deep tone. That's when I knew. I was like, yo, man.
That's some hating ass shit.
I was like, yo, how you go hate somebody big? I mean, I understand it sucked that you're ugly, but damn.
That was mean.
She was like, you'll never get the. She was like, you ain't gonna get that bitch, not from the hair of my chinny chin chin.
I know, I'm telling you, would throw everything at you, man.
How you ugly with an ugly disposition? Damn.
Oh, man.
Pick a struggle.
And yeah, pick a struggle, right? And then they be having that confidence. I be like looking like, how the fuck? Okay. How
and
the
all them
hell
bitches
are you gonna
and you ever notice it was
wrong?
And you know all them bitches got the face of a crack iPhone too.
I'm wondering that though. We got all this, bruh. I ain't no high maintenance dude, man. All I got to do to keep my face looking straight is literally water and fucking Vaseline or some shit. And y'all got all these Build-A-Bear products, and your face still look like scorched earth.
You know,
I don't get that.
Bitch look like Scorpion with the mask off and shit.
Look,
finish him.
That's just disrespectful.
Guys, I've had ugly women come at me the wrong way, sideways. I'd be like, what? They be trying to cut me. I'm like, nah. You
Are y'all
crazy
ready?
good. You like,
Are y'all ready for a clip of ugly bitches getting ready for the club? Give me a woo if you want to see an ugly bitch get ready for the club.
Woo.
Oh, here we go. Told you that's how they get ready for the club. Ah,
That's not how they
but
get ready.
that's how they get ready. Look at them. Calling upon the ancient spirits of evil and shit, ugly bitch. Gonna
They're
troll me.
evil. They're so evil. I mean, I'll be like looking at them like I'm gonna help you out. Like
You know,
seriously.
you know,
I'm like,
folks. I'm thinking about changing the name of my channel to politically incorrect. It's a nice name, isn't it? Politically fucked up.
Politically ugly.
Mm-hmm.
well,
You know.
there are
You just
some
gotta
ugly
say,
people
you just
out
gotta put
there.
respectfully at the end of it, like they do on the
Yeah.
emails when they be yelling
You
at you
know.
and shit, trying to talk shit.
You know. That's so fucked up. You got a nerve to troll me when I'm trying to give you the law enforcement opinion of what's going down. I'm breaking down the laws of what's going on, and you got a nerve to troll me and keep making troll accounts. Man, don't catch these feelings. Catch these hands. God damn it. Catch them. Catch them.
Well.
Catch them. And see, look at him. That's that big bitch right there. That's that big bitch right there. You got to work him. You got to work the body because you know it's soft. Look at him. Work the body. Work the
I try
body.
I try to tell them to work out, but they don't want to listen. But meanwhile, you're talking about how their necks smell like sausages or whatever. I be smelling so good. Motherfuckers want to
Man,
kiss on my neck and stuff.
I mean, this is what happens when they take
Putting
their
a
bra off. When they take their
put,
bra
put
off, it's just like this.
putting a mark on me. I'm like,
When told you when them titties roll out like red carpets, boom. That's how it looks. All ugly, ugly fat and shit.
ew, stop it. Oh, I'm so in shape. Gosh, thank you, Jesus, for giving me the blessings that you done give me.
I
I'm
told you this is
blessed.
this is how you got to dance with them big bitches in the club. You gotta take them like this. You gotta see. This is how you dance with big bitches in the club. All right. Don't worry, we ain't forget you. That's how you dance with them. Whoa, put your back into it. You gotta take. Oh, big bitch.
But y'all,
Look at that.
no. Can I stop you for a minute and say y'all be talking about you want them thick and stuff, and I'll be like, so what's thick?
On that note, bro, I'm on bounce.
Yeah, all right, nephew. He's like gonna die laughing. He gonna be sleeping thinking about this shit. Told you, man.
Brother, it was wonderful being on here, Uncle Chuck. It was wonderful being on here with everybody. And we got mad love for you, Uncle Chuck. Like
I appreciate it. I got love for y'all too.
I tell you that, man. Like it's a blessing to have you actually being as straightforward as you are. And for people to be ignorant and shit like that, man, that just shows you that people got a lot of work to do, man.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all.
I tell you, this is how her and her big friends. Oh, get off me! Get off me! Get your big asses off me! Oh, you know
Man.
that's how I be running. That's how I be running. They be chasing dick too, man. That ugly bitches. I mean, see, before you leave, I want to give you this image before you fall asleep. See, them
No worries.
ugly bitches like that have gas powered dildos and vibrators. Okay, that's their problem. It's not my fault when I try to give them professional opinions, and I appreciate the love everybody gives me because guess what? Y'all didn't have to fuck with me, but at
Yeah.
the same time, we're here about solutions. We have fun. We drink. We smoke cigars. I can't drink right now because I'm working. But the problem is this: if we can't have the hard conversations, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
What is the
We're
point?
all adults, yeah.
There's a reason why I put the parental advisory sticker on there. And the words of Dave Chappelle, better not bring your kids. because they're gonna hear some shit.
Exactly.
Unless you want your kids to hear the real shit, you might not want to bring them if they're too green. But I already thank you, nephew. It's always a pleasure. I'll let you get some sleeps.
Well, yeah, I got about 5 hours until I got to wake up, but it's all good.
Get them Z's.
All right, man.
All right, man. Peace. Woo,
Good
peace.
night.
I tell you, bitches be standing in a corner like this just to try to strike you. They said, "Oh man, we bring," they doing hand sign coming out there. See, you ever notice how you got the little chick in the front and the big bitch in the back in the club, looking like All Might, 7 feet tall, massive. Oh, this dude said he ain't gonna dance with me. Yeah, we got his ass.
That's okay. That's me. I got an alter ego.
Oh
I
my
be
goodness,
like,
y'all taking me back to Lee Clifton, man.
I'll be a little shy kitten, and then I'll be like tiger in
Yeah.
the bedroom.
That's how these chicks. That's how these chicks be all mad and shit because you talking about them, and they enjoy me talking about them because that's the only time a man ever talks about them.
Stop it! Oh my gosh. I be like, no, seriously. They used to like try to punk me, and I'm like, you think? I'm like, you just soft. You ain't got no real muscles. You just cushion. I'm gonna punch you real quick, and then you're gonna be out of breath real quick.
But you know how it really goes. But you know how it really goes, GG. Like this is how when you be waiting in line for the all you can eat, and this is how them hungry bitches be. Oh, get out my way. Big manhandling and shit.
All the time. And then they always want your man. I'll be like, stay away from my boo. Like, stop.
They be like, I'll steal your man. No, you'll kidnap my man, you giant.
And I'd be like, oh, was you really looking over there? Like, was you really tempted by that dumb shit? And then they're like, nah, I've always loved you. And I'm like, you was looking. You was looking.
But this is the way they got to put their belts on. They got to, motherfucker, got to put this goddamn belt around me. Goddamn elastic. One size fits all my ass. One size fits all my ass.
They be trying us. I'm gonna tell you, as a woman dealing with another woman that's not secure in herself, it's tragedy. It's like they try to ruin your life for real. They go above and beyond to try and make you look like a fool when they're the foolish ones.
And you know what's the criminal part? They hate on everybody. Like they just want everything to be bad for everybody because they look bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, just work on yourself. Like, I'm trying to help you. Drink water.
I don't need to work on myself. And they sound just like that. Like Key said, they sound just like that. You ever notice the ugliest bitches got the deepest voices? Hey.
Oh my gosh. I always
Barry Manilow.
Oh.
Yeah, the Barry Manilow, Barry White having voices, and this is how all their boyfriends look after they finish cheating on them.
Well, that's the thing, because they sit there. I think they're lazy fucks also. Like, they just lay there and just take it. They don't care what.
But let me ask Sonny a question. Sonny, do we always agree when we on panels? Do we? I don't even agree. Sometimes some of my viewers do not agree with me, but we're respectful about shit. I like people who have a different mindset, a different point of view. You know why? Because that's how you grow. That's how you get shit done. That's how you actually be like, you know what? You're right. We can get the same thing accomplished by doing it a different way. I've always said this: lean not to your own understanding. Gather the understanding of everybody around you. But once again, gotta get these motherfucking fat bitches out of here. Gotta get the heave ho.
Well,
And I'm just like, all that shit.
Who wants to carry me to bed?
I would, but I'm not there.
I'm such a flirt. I'm sorry.
You about to go, Gigi?
No, I'm here. But I'm you can carry me. I'm lightweighted.
That's how these ugly chicks are. Give me your number. No. No. No.
Never that.
You gonna have my baby. No.
Who wants to have my baby?
I'll be like, man, I'll tell you one thing about it. What makes it ridiculous is that, I know everybody probably sleep or something, but this is the interesting part. I tell you, I don't mind protecting women, but it's for the women who deserve to be protected. I can't protect you if you don't listen. Yeah, if you go outside the shelter and the environment I've created for you, and you go outside there, I can't protect you. If I tell you don't go outside at night by yourself, and I'm across town and you get attacked, how can I protect you when I told you stay indoors till I get to you? Yes, even if you're my lady or you're my good female friend or a female relative, I'll protect you. Hell, I protected women I don't even know because it was a flash in the pan. But don't be one of them hard-headed motherfuckers who put themselves in a line of fire.
That I understand.
But you black men don't protect us. There's plenty of black men I know who gave up their fucking lives to protect black women. So that's bullshit.
Yeah, I believe that too.
They want protection on their terms, and unfortunately for the rank and file black man, the righteous black man, that shit don't sell.
No, because guess what? See, the reason why black men, men period, were the leaders is because we knew what it took to sacrifice for the whole group. We put our lives on the line. Why do you think to this day, when they were promoting equality, to this day, law enforcement and military is still 88% male? Well, that's only because y'all stronger, you're faster, and you're bigger. Okay, then why would you pick a fight with somebody stronger, faster, and bigger?
It defies logic.
It really does. And then you put yourself, I'm gonna go get this person to fight you. Okay, by logic, I should beat your ass now then.
Right.
So in case he beats me, I'm gonna beat your ass. Why put yourself in that situation? I remember it was like, y'all remember the story about the lady who wouldn't come inside the Family Dollar with the mask? And the security officer was actually doing his job telling her you can't come in because of COVID. Of course. I don't know if you caught the last stream from yesterday when Chaos and myself presented this lady who was pulled over by 5 cops because her car came up in the system stolen. They used their pocket cop and they were trying to show her, and she was being a fucking curmudgeon. And then she tried to get in the car and run away before they can confirm anything. And here comes the crowd with their, I want your badge number. I want your badge number. I want your badge number. Mind your motherfucking business. See, when you have shit go down, when you have women who need protection, what does the average rank and file Negro do? Oh, it ain't my fault. It ain't my day. Oh, so now you want to be a coward. When, first of all, as a man, what you should have done was tell that lady, look, do not disrespect those officers because they sure as hell didn't disrespect you. Calm down.
Right.
Calm down. That's what men do to protect their women. You get them back in their logical state of mind. Calm down. I didn't demean you. I told you to calm down. Well, I don't have to calm down. Okay, when they caught your ass at the jail, don't be crying. I can't breathe. Of course you can't breathe. You were screaming for 20 minutes straight. and the fact that she was probably about a good 250, looking like a prime Ray Lewis and shit. But yet, it was that the same chick Aries. Oh, you saying that's a representative of all black women? No, but this is the vast majority. Instead of being logical and saying, okay, my cars are stolen, I'm the owner. Okay, it might be a fluke in the system. Them cops were like, give us a few minutes so we can verify, and we'll take it out the system as being stolen. No harm, no foul. We'll even write you a citizen contact sheet and give it to you and let you know. But this chick took it upon herself, got in that damn car, starting a commotion. Guess what? Nobody would have knew what the hell it was about. But of course, you got to carry on the scene because nobody could tell me nothing.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part. And I can speak to earlier this year in April. I had a situation similar to what happened with Breonna Taylor. The only difference was no one was shot. Now, the police were given an incorrect address somehow, and they came to my house. Now, I don't know how they got in my house through the side door, and I'm the only one that lives in my building, or actually in my house. Now, to make a longer story a shorter story, they had a warrant search team. They were looking for somebody that was involved in a felony shooting, and being that I know what goes on and how this all works out, when I heard what sounded like somebody breaking in my house, I went to the side door. Now, I don't have my CCW, but if I did, that officer would have been dead. Now, being that I know how they're going to respond and that they don't carry anything in their vehicles that's strong enough to punch to brick, I would have retreated into my house and called dispatch and let them know that I actually had shot somebody outside of my house and gave them my address. And it, just what happened, like I said, not to work out that way. So I went down there and confronted the officers and asked them, what were they doing here? They said if I calmed down, they would tell me. Calm down, you breaking in my house. You haven't presented a warrant. You haven't said anything. And I went ballistic. And, like I said, to make a longer story, a shorter story, they end up leaving. Now, I gave, because of what was going on with the pandemic and everything, I gave the police department and the mayor a call, and I said, I'll give them a week to sort this out. Now, turns out, like I said, they had the wrong address, but cooler heads prevailed because they could have let that dog go by all right. They had a German Shepherd sitting out there. When you were talking about the canine units earlier, they had the German Shepherd sitting out there. And what I explained to the other officer was, I said, if this was a felony warrant, and what they said was they saw somebody run into the house, I said, you'd have put me on my ass. You don't need my permission to continue pursuit on a felony warrant. You could have pursued into the house if that's what you saw. So I was like, something's not right here. So to what you're saying, Officer Faulkner, sometimes you have to listen to people around you when situations like that break down, because if not, something bad can come about.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a good example. Probably told this story a couple of times. My son was over his mom's house, and I bought some clothes for him because, my son lives with me. But my son was like real little. He had to be about what, 5-ish, 6s, around that, or about that age, right? And I'm a cop, everybody knows it. And for some odd reason, this unmarked vehicle with a bunch of cops have a gun to my head.
Oh.
And I had my rifle in the trunk. And I'm laughing. My brother-in-law, you might as well say it just because he's my son's uncle. He's like, yo, Charles, you okay? I said, I'm good. Just step back a few feet. I don't want them to get itchy. So I'm laughing, and they're wondering why I'm laughing like shit. I wouldn't tell them. That's how calm I was. I started to laugh. I'm like, go ahead. Do what you got to do. So they're searching me. Oh, put your hands on top of your head. I can't while you have the gun on there. They were like, oh, okay, we're just put your hands up there slowly. I said, cool. So they're searching. I carry, if anybody's near their computer, I carry what's called a 7.5-inch Espada. I carried a large Andy extra large version of that from Cold Steel. Damn, they make some good damn knives. And they're searching. They pull out my Espada, which is the 7.5-inch folding knife with a triple locking system. So the damn thing, when it comes out, is damn near a fixed blade when it's extended. So they're looking, and I mean, their eyes are as big as fucking Simpsons characters. I'm like, oh shit, we got something good. Then they go to my right hip because I'm right-handed, and they grab my gun, and they're like, oh shit, we really got something good. What dope boys carry fucking holsters?
Yeah.
But I digress. There are some probably out there, but the majority no. But then they grab my ID.
Oh.
They grab my wallet, which has my ID in it. As soon as you pull it out, you see
badge right there.
Yep. And they all have what the kids call the dick look.
Mhm.
And I'm like, when people are like, and I'm just telling people this, and they're like, well, okay, so their whole mentality and disposition change. Like, oh man, we're sorry. So why did you stop me?
Right.
Well, we saw the rifle case in your trunk. So when that became illegal, where's your supervisor?
Yep.
And I'm just saying it just as calmly as you. And I'm like, so, and then they want to get all buddy. So what do you have in the trunk? I said, you could go ahead and look. I don't want to go through your stuff. You were going to anyway.
Yep.
So what if I was like that lady who we presented last night? We wouldn't be having this conversation, would we?
Well, can I say something?
You've been saying stuff all night, lady. No, it's like, let me stop. Let me stop. Go ahead, GG. Go ahead.
Okay, my brother is a cop, and I used to work for lawyers, and so I remember he was doing some duty in the city where I worked at, and he stopped me, and I was like, I kind of was afraid. I was like, what the heck? I thought I was in trouble. And then I was like, no, that's my brother. Oh my gosh. So we started talking, but everybody was looking. And even the people that I worked for was looking. And so when I went back to work, they were like, is everything okay? We saw you got kind of like pulled over by a cop. I said, that's my brother. And they were like, oh, okay, because I was working for lawyers, So they were like, okay, we thought we had to get you out of trouble.
Like, we're ready to sue.
I was like, that's my brother. But it was a strange reaction. Yes, everybody were watching, because it was like downtown. So people at restaurants who are sitting by windows were looking like, if she's gonna get handcuffed and stuff and put in a car. And I'm like, I was embarrassed, but at the same time it was laughable because that's my brother. I'm like, oh, man, we are making a scene. And he says, I know.
And I meant to answer my boy, what is he? Shit, where was he? I was answering my boy, damn, where is he? God damn it. So many people watching. I was answering my boy, what is it? If I can see his name up here again. B. Hopkins. I'm smoking on a cigar called Asylum 13. Asylum 13 is a good shit.
Oh, nice.
And
I love cigars.
you got to realize something. I'm not saying every cop is a great person or this, that, and fourth because mistakes can be made, but you don't want to put people out there on a fucking limb. You don't want to put them out there in a dangerous situation. You got to protect yourselves. We're about to do some last thoughts because I got to get up here and study, and somehow I got to sneak in a good old little upper body training session real quick. So we're gonna start with ladies first. Gigi, for your last thoughts.
Oh, thank you for inviting me as always, and I enjoy having great company, the great men in my life. You guys make me feel powerful. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna go with my man Herbert Lewis doing his
Uh,
rounds and shit.
well, this is my usual waking hour. So for me, this is it's a break from what I usually do. I'm usually taking in a BGS or Angry Man or Obsidian, catching up on their podcast. So thank you for the nice sidetrack, and make sure you stay safe on them Be More Streets, man. I know it's tough down there. I got a brother, like I said, he does federal law enforcement. He's outside of Be More himself. So you man, stay up, man. Take care.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to get him on one of our black law enforcement conferences. So just send him the invite. He probably
Will do.
like it. Hey Key, if you're still there, if you want to give your last thoughts. Oh, Key, he's probably working too, so he's probably the busy man. But thank you all. Thank you all for joining us and keeping us well entertained. Thank you for Gigi, Herbert, Terrell.
Good night. Thank
We
you.
had and also Iori. We, Chaos. And I thank everybody for coming up here, and thank you for the faithful and the smart people in the chat and all the trolls. You can go fuck yourself. But y'all do a good job of that anyway. And we are out of here. Woo!
Good night.
Good night.